from this plane and beyond to Hot Boy Summer. It's just the boys tonight. Brittany is out because rehearsals, and Lauren is not feeling well today, so she could not make it. So
boom.
It's just the guys tonight. So looking forward to the unhinged chaos that will be transpiring tonight.
We'll wreck everything.
But yeah,
We're gonna ruin the entire campaign.
Lauren and Brittany are just gonna be like, what the fuck happened while we were going?
Yeah, so we
go to-
crashed.
Plus, we'll be on our backup characters
This
without
island.
any, like...
Yeah. Nessa and Ringwin just meet 4 new characters. Like, oh, hey guys.
Welcome to Laminsa.
We're the greeting party.
You made it here. The rest of the party did not. So.
It's a single lifeboat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, if we crash this
But-
island into the lake.
No other announcements for this evening. So, without further ado, please sit back, relax, grab a snack.
And Shenanigans!
And you're ready for Camaraderie and
Shenanigans!
Hot Boy Summer!
Let's not get this on
That is a story for another time.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay, fantastic.
Okay,
It involves
That's
a
the
lake
21st
and
Chronicle.
boats.
And we've said that we're only going to 20.
Actually, that's kind of the beginning of this whole thing, if you think about it, to a certain extent. But let's
They don't get our origin
come back
story yet.
into this story. Previously,
The
on
first
our
chronicle.
group's adventure, we found ourselves sailing across the sky, very nearly away from reaching Laminsa.
So close.
An evening was had, but beforehand, Wolfgang had a heartfelt and honest reveal to Vicky. Vicky, unsure of how to respond, asked for a bit of time.
And as we've stated, it couldn't have gone any other way.
Couldn't have gone any other way.
How you do it?
A reckless evening was held between Nesta and Kylus, as Kylus confronted Nesta about her approach. What did she want? What does she wish from this world?
Apparently, this is a
And
good person.
maybe she doesn't have a desire. Or maybe she does.
Brittany's told me.
Nonetheless,
Hey, keep the pillow
Tell
talk
us.
out of here.
a skydiving event was had to heighten the curse. And in the midst of it, almost putting himself in quite a bit of danger, Free fell for a round or two.
That would have been fine.
Nesta, with her exceptional strength, was able to grab Kylus and remove the curse. Flying back onto the snowbreaker, don't you dare.
You already did it in your own head.
The
I don't need to do
Yeah.
anything anymore.
to charge you rent. Landing atop the boat, waking up most of the crew. A bit of a scolding from the professor, but nonetheless, walked away unscathed. That next morning, a day away, a floating sky island present in front of you.
Skyland.
I was going to say, so why aren't we calling these Skylands?
It's Skyland.
Skyland, TM.
Why can't you?
Sounds like something the professor would do.
I've made a discovery.
Noticing some ruins peeking out of a localized forest within this spot of floating land, you proceed
Also
to
known as
land
Skyland.
the airship onto this space, exploring the area, discovering a stream that seems to stem from almost nowhere, and bathing in its potential magical waters,
And drinking it.
and drinking it. You all push forward, stumbling across a small and strange-looking automaton who introduced themselves as Sim, a translator for whatever culture or beings existed on this island who knows how long ago. The professor and Sim having a conversation in another language. Eventually, Kylus and Wolfgang grew bored
Yeah, we did.
and proceeded into the ruins to explore a little further, inadvertently and accidentally triggering a trap, a magical beam of guiding bolt, striking Wolfgang, triggering and activating these 2 nearby stone golems who initiated combat. Spells were cast, swords were swung, the fight erupted, and in the midst of the heat of battle, Wolfgang had a strange vision. An eye appearing across his wrist, looking right at him as he swung his blade. Coming back to that moment, the eye was gone, and the fight continued. With a decisive blow from Kylus, slicing out a bit of a circular hole in that stone golem's chest, potentially. Dropping to the ground, we come back into this moment with... I don't even have my computer open. I'm feeling ballsy today. Hot Boy Summer.
Hot boy summer.
Summer.
Lots of
Frogman
awkward,
with a
slow
16 for your investigation check. And you said, that was quite the face I came back to. And you said you were investigating this altered area.
Probably.
Okay, moving. Probably.
You
So
rolled
glad I
for
got the memory. Kind of sliding along and hearing whatever the commotion is in the background. Moving across it, you see this carved out, not relatively well kept, almost mural display across this rectangular stone pedestal, extending from the right and the left, of four very large individuals, floating up in the sky. There's no dynamic features across these figures, but they seem grandiose, purely based off of these smaller individuals below them that seem to be looking up almost in reverence of these creatures. And it extends all the way across this front area.
And it just seems like a mural. It doesn't seem like there's any glyphs or runes imbued into it.
Not in particular. Nothing about this thing seems magical, especially with how much wear and tear. Most magical things, assuming they keep their enchantments, are going to withstand the wear and tear of time.
Okay, so I'll kind of assume that it seems like this is a mural to a creator of sorts.
Potentially four.
Yeah, 4 creators, yeah. And I'm kind of assuming that... I didn't write it down, but the mother.
Mother of
yeah,
Magic.
Yes.
Yeah, Mother of Magic. Yeah, we didn't write that down. Might be one of them or something like that. I'll look back. You guys done fighting yet? I found something cool.
The fight comes to a close.
Oh, hey, Sim, come here.
His one wheel kicking in and just just kind of jostling the head, just wobbling over and just.
Hey, buddy, what's that?
Mother, father, twins.
Twins that are children of mother and father?
No.
Okay. What's this?
He is speaking in common currently.
You're getting so good at common now. I mean, by the end of the day, you're gonna be better than definitely better than Wolfgang.
Study.
Yeah, and you're so good.
Good.
Oh God.
He's gonna die. Horrible death.
I catapult him somewhere. No, just kidding. I don't have that prepared today.
He's not dead. He's not an object yet.
Pretty sure he weighs more than 5 pounds.
Upcast.
Just start throwing pieces off of it.
So
A bolt here and a bolt there, and
tell me about their history.
History.
Professor, you might want to listen to this a little bit.
can I get 2 seconds?
Sorry, buddy. Timetables.
And I'm gonna make my way over there. Is the core that got taken out of the golem in my path to get over there?
Yeah, I mean, you were all clustered around this individual. I think with where you were placed, you would have to turn around and go over.
Okay.
It's because it moved further down. You were behind it, and you
Gotcha.
came closer to the entrance.
Because I'm like collecting myself, I would probably like start to go over and like see that and be like, oh, well, let's take a look at this while I'm on the way there, and I would pick up the core.
Okay.
Stole your core.
I know.
I mean, you can't
For
really
now.
pick it up. It's still whatever core center is there. There's still a big old chunk of stone around it.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to pick it up, that would be an athletics check. But
Okay.
you could like move it, stand it up. But it's not this easily carryable.
I thought it was like just the mechanism that came.
No, it
out.
wasn't that precise of a cut, but it was a very good cut.
Okay, never mind.
I'll help you with that in a second.
There's
I'll leave it there and I'll head over.
It's like a perfect cylinder almost, from one end to the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would like to stand on it and roll it across the room.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Fall prone, fall prone, fall
If you
prone.
break.
6.
If you break the ancient technology, I swear to God.
Roll me percentile dice.
God.
Professor's gonna fucking lose it.
It's my core. I'll do whatever I want with it. That includes breaking this whole room.
Breaking the core.
32.
As
Okay,
he
you're good.
as he hops on this thing, Wolfgang starts to back up a bit.
Hold on. You eat shit. Smacking your face on the ground, taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage. As just blood begins to kind of
Good thing I got
come
those
out of your
temporary hit
nose.
Wolfgang, Wolfgang's
Yeah, you rolled a 6, so a 60 or higher was gonna bust it.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems to be intact, though your pride might not be as much.
Wolfie.
Yeah, you look like you got it covered.
I would hear that on my way over, right?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna turn. Will you knock it off and stop messing with the ancient technology?
It's my ancient technology. That's Keegan's voice.
Yeah, that's Keegan's voice. Try it again.
Gorgeous.
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 Keegan. I'm gonna give you a sec. We'll
Okay, yeah, come back to me.
We'll get back to Brian.
I don't think it's yours anymore.
In this moment, as Sim is kind of recalling, like the right display kind of like spazzes out almost. Whatever side of his eye was present kind of disappeared and like came back. The mother of magic. She is the creator of magic. All forms. Divine, arcane, primal.
Okay. So are you held together by magic?
Yes.
No wonder I like you.
Her blood lives inside me.
Yikes. What's your blood made of? Can you show me some?
I've never thought of that. I don't think so. But let me think on it.
Okay. So what is this just a temple of worship to her?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything like if we explored and took things that were handy, would that upset her?
I don't know.
Are there any other guardians besides these 3 that we fought?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Though I am not sure. I have been asleep for a long time. What remains is unknown to me.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, buddy.
He's almost speaking perfect common now.
You're so smart.
Thank you.
Gosh. If you had to rate your intelligence on a scale of 1 to 20, what would it be?
I find numbers archaic.
Cool. Other than just worshiping the mother, was there a service that was done here? Was there a craft that was made here?
Craft, no. Speaking, yes. Beyond the creation of me and others.
Okay. Can you talk about the others?
What would you wish to know?
What were they?
Like me, though tasked with different functions.
Okay.
Some combative, some helpful.
Okay.
Some healed, some destroyed.
Was there a room where they were created or equipped, perhaps?
No,
So where did that happen?
the mother
Okay.
brought us into existence
Very cool.
through her own creations.
Interesting. So the mother was a physical thing.
Yes. And not.
Could you touch her?
Technically,
Was she as big as me? As big as him? As big as the Guardians? Or bigger?
she appeared in whichever form she thought fit best. As did...
As did. What was that?
Pardon?
As did what else besides the mother?
Besides who? The mother.
Yes. You said there's. Is this what you?
Yes, by this point you've made your way over.
Yeah. Is this what you wanted me to look at? This.
Yeah, so there's this mural. So this one I'm guessing is mother. He said father. They said father. and twins.
Hang
Twins.
Hey.
Sorry, I thought you flinched when I said it before.
Hang on, let's not try to. I hear correctly that it was the mother that made you.
Yes. Her creations made me.
I'm gonna switch to celestial.
Hmm.
What was mother's creations?
The first of their kind.
First of their kind. Did they have a name? Were they given a title?
Immortals. Furious notes taking.
It's happening in real time.
So I don't know what he just said, because I don't speak that language that you were speaking. But I can't help but notice that there might be some gaps in your memory. Do you feel like there are holes in there?
How would one feel that?
I don't know.
If you can't remember a memory, did you ever have it to begin with?
Doctor? No, just kidding. So here's the thing.
Existential quandary is not my strong point.
That's for another matter. Continue, Ruland.
Okay, so are there any other rooms besides this temple? Was it just this room?
Yes,
and-
there is the Sky Throne.
Okay, can you take us there and you lead the way?
Absolutely. Follow.
Hey, don't worry.
He's just like just
let's-
wheeling all
Gauss
over
is
the
like
place.
trying to lift this.
Roll me an athletics check.
I'll make it smaller on our way back. Don't
Wolfgang's
worry.
just standing there exactly like this.
4.
Watching.
Yeah, you're trying.
No, you got it. You got it. Keep going.
Perhaps we could take a small break before we continue on.
Somebody say something about a throne. I'm far more interested in that than
Not all of us
That is.
escaped this fight without.
I am in no rush.
Okay. That's fair.
I think if we take a short rest,
Maybe an hour. We
Something like
we can
that.
explore the room.
yes, and that way also in case there are any other traps that we may encounter, we don't want them to. Well, we should be ready for more just in case.
I like the way you think. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's chill for a little bit.
Chill.
Yeah, chilling's like it's a word for relaxing, but in like in
Colder
easy
climates.
going.
It is also an aspect of temperature.
Yeah, I guess whatever.
To chill soup. I will rest. And his face just turns dark.
Yeah.
I like him.
This is your new friend then?
I guess so. I just think he's useful, and he's small, so he's not quite as scary as the Tinkerman. You know.
Yeah.
He is.
Seems interesting.
I would
Thus far.
most definitely like to bring him back with us.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is maybe we could bring him back to the ship if he wants to,
He does seem in dire need of a new home.
and he's probably worth a good sum of money.
I'd probably say at least 1,000 gold pieces.
You
I
know.
was going to say we could propose a trade, though I would like having just a translator constantly with me.
But buddy, you're basically a translator already.
There are languages that I have not yet perfected.
Have you worked on your Gnomish?
I am getting there.
Okay.
I feel you should just rely on your own talents rather than someone else's.
I think we should explore all our
Yeah.
options.
You're enough. You're more than enough.
How
It's
do you
unbelievable how enough you are.
How do you suppose you learn anything? You don't just get it on your own. Some things need to be taught.
I'll teach you everything I know.
Instincts.
Everything you know.
I'd like to go over to the core and investigate it while we're resting.
Sure.
I rolled 2 hit die. I'm back to full.
Excellent. Yeah, anyone who wishes to take a short rest may do so.
Just want to get my tactical assessments back.
As part of investigating, you can roll an investigation or Arcana check.
I will
whichever
re-up
you
my
prefer.
hex before the short
Okay.
rest.
Wolfgang will be also wandering around, inspecting, investigating.
Sure. Roll an investigation or perception check, your choice.
At advantage.
At advantage?
13.
Why?
Because I said so.
No.
13.
Almost got it.
Arcana.
13
I
Arcana.
was gonna ask why.
Looking over, it's interesting. The runic glyphs that are designed around this piece of structure are extremely foreign. You have no idea what they say, where they stem from, though they do look strangely familiar on another piece of slab that you had stored away recently. It seems to be within the same text, though you don't know what text that is.
And I couldn't read the slab because it was so weathered, right? Is this
It is very weathered. There is a section of it that has text on it, but when you look it over, it doesn't read as anything. You don't even recognize the alphabet that is being utilized here. But you recognize a symbol and you're like, oh, it's right over here too. So whatever these are similar.
I'm gonna let Sim rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just gonna find that note and then I'm gonna just take the rest for the rest.
Okay.
I'm just kind of looking about the room, but once time is
Well,
up,
additionally to this, just looking over this piece in general, what it looks like, the metallic structure that is inside this stone is bright white. Inside a glass casing that, as it shines against the light, reflects in major colorations of blues, purples, pinks, kind of alternating within that violet, almost violet spectrum. And in the center, in almost a kaleidoscope fashion, is some sort of gem. You're not sure what. It seems... the gem itself is almost kaleidoscope-like. Like it's got multiple coloration as you turn and twist and move it about.
Well, I know you were struggling lifting it. I could cast Enlarge Reduce again and
No.
Are we talking about this thing?
We will keep this intact until further notice.
I think between Professor and I, we could probably lug it somewhere.
Okay, hefty boys.
We could always put it in my ring.
Sorry, that was Dominic.
Mr. Nan.
Okay. I grab onto it. Go ahead, put it away.
We'll do it later, after we check out the throne.
16 investigation.
16. Looking about this space, you do find, moving over a broken down piece of rubble, is a small wooden box.
Open it.
I need you to do nothing. You're fine. Inside, you find...
Ha! Got him!
Almost 70 HP. What are you going to do?
So good.
Inside, you find that it is just a black, darkened hole.
Why are they gone?
Only last minute.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Apparently,
That's
anyways.
Wizard's chest.
Can you repeat that?
As you open up this wooden box, it has a dark blackened hole inside of it.
Like something was there and seemed to have burned its way out, maybe?
No, not a hole through it. It when you look in it, there doesn't seem to be a bottom, but it's not like you're peering through to the other side of the ground.
Kind of like looking underneath it. How big is this box?
It's like this big.
Like this big, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Box of holding.
Frogman,
Yeah?
can you come here for a moment?
Totally. I'm here.
You are. You sure are.
Look how fast that was.
Hey,
See, when
yours
you
are
don't
patented.
do that, we just assume you stand still.
There we go.
We need confirmation.
What do you make of this?
Can I Arcana check it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Arcana.
Arcana.
21.
21, this is a box of holding.
Hey, can we grab my hand for a second? Don't let go. I jump in.
It's not that big.
I'm not that big.
No, it's not that big either.
Puts his foot in.
I'm not that big
You
either.
could put your hand in,
Reduce yourself.
but
and then jump
there
in.
is no way you could put. I mean, it's possible,
Isn't
but
there no oxygen in there?
there's no way you could get your shoulders through there.
Okay.
With your present size.
I shimmy in into my shoulders.
There's literally no feasible way for you to do that in your current form.
Fine.
Like polymorph yourself into a mouse, maybe, and then.
I don't have 4th level spells yet.
Not my
Am
problem.
I still holding your hand? What's going on here?
Polymorph is for.
Thanks. It was just nice to hold your hand for a second.
Like you could get it up into your shoulder if you wanted to.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So what is this?
I think Well, let me just do a test of something real quick.
Sure.
I'm going to think, and try to grab anything metallic
Okay.
out of the box.
So I watch you stick your arm into it.
Roll me percentile.
He's like holding it when he does that, and I kind of like look to the bottom of it to see.
What wizardry is this?
5.
Wow, 5. You feel your hands grab onto something as you pull it out. You pull out 5 silver.
Came out of nowhere.
Did you just pull money out of that box?
Yeah.
I need money.
Y'all reach in?
Yeah, totally
You're
reach in.
thinking about money?
Probably not. Probably thinking about weapons and armor.
Weapons and armor?
That's usually the things that I'm thinking about.
No
So-
roll needed as you reach in. Spacious air. Your hands do not grip anything.
Money.
Money, go ahead and roll percentile. Oh my god, why did I get that?
Copper.
29.
You pull out 29 platinum.
Okay, Professor, you're up.
What?
You said this was so this is some sort of like a bag of holding in a box.
I think so, yeah.
It seems to be a smaller dimensioned bag of holding functioning as a box instead.
Wait, could you find the bottom?
No,
Well, no, that's not how they work. It's an extra dimensional space.
I'm not
Put
really
into
sure,
a
but
small
I'm halfway to
object.
being out of debt, and I keep reaching.
There's old stories saying that, well, with a bag of holding, if you turn it inside out, everything that's inside it dumps out. But I'm
Do you
not
flip it upside
sure
down?
how to
Yeah.
do that right.
Everything comes pouring out.
Dump it on.
Yeah, it just starts raining money across him, and he's just slow-mo. Ah.
What just happened?
All right, let's fucking gather it all up.
Along with a rolled-up scroll of parchment that kind of lands on your face.
I need to snatch up the parchment.
I go to read it with you.
I'm holding it real high up.
I'm literally gonna climb you like a tree.
Carlos starts counting stacks.
And
Okay.
Wolfgang does grab the parchment paper and goes, just kidding. Hands it to you. This has clearly got your name on it. How much money you got over there,
I'll
pal?
slap him with my free action.
I will grab your hand in midair and raise an eyebrow.
Eyebrow raise free action.
Damn right it is.
I'm not really sure. So far, it's 600 platinum, 455
No,
gold.
just stop saying numbers.
How much is it?
In total, after counting over the course of this short rest, there's 18 copper pieces. After the silver was grabbed, so keep track of what you individually grabbed. I'm saying what's left over.
Okay.
195 silver pieces, 1,400 gold pieces, and after what you grabbed, 41 platinum pieces.
And sorry, can you say silver one more time?
195.
Okay. I'll divide this up. Don't worry. For now, I'm gonna grab it, but I promise you I'll divide it up. I'm just doing the math.
I trust you implicitly.
I don't
Hey,
believe
do
you
you-
did the math correctly last time you split up the gold.
Okay, I'll give you the extra little bit this time around.
How about this? We're going to pay off your debt one way or the other, so why don't you just cool your feathers?
I don't
Hey,
have
how
any
much
actually, I do have
platinum did you
feathers.
pull out?
29.
Okay, I'll add that to the mix.
That seems fair. I like that.
I'll just go ahead and remove that.
And I'll add my 6 silver to the mix as well.
It was 5.
There was 5.
I'll add my 6
You-
silver to the
You're letting this guy do
I see your
Okay.
point now.
I'm not gonna do the math right now, but I wrote it down.
Sure. There's plenty of travel time. that you can do.
Exactly. Whenever someone else is talking. I'll do
So,
the math.
once again, we're talking like...
Yeah, it's maybe like that wide and that tall.
And scroll.
Roll an Arcana check.
Wolfgang's going to take out a
I
spear.
forgot what a D20 was for a second. 24.
Jeez. As you're reading this, you're like, ooh, magic, magic, magic. And a part of your stomach begins to, like, sink a bit. This is a spell scroll of flesh to stone.
Oh.
Well, I didn't read it.
Go ahead and keep all that written down somewhere because I'm going to delete it from here.
Yep.
You guys have claimed it. It's now in your possession.
I'm writing it down.
If you
Alright.
lose track of it, you lose track of it in the game.
Before I got incredibly distracted, I did roll a 22 on investigation.
What were you investigating?
I
Just
wanted to
the
look at the
space in
mural
general?
and the space around.
Okay. I mean, you see essentially the exact same aspects of the mural.
Other way.
Most of these ruins are just that ruin. They're extremely dilapidated. Any iconography that might have been represented in here is purely across this mural.
There are no distinguishable facial features or anything to these?
To the mural itself?
Yeah.
No. They seem to be blank faces. No gender denoted on either of them either.
Can I touch them?
Yeah. Smooth
Nothing?
stone.
Okay.
Parts of them get a little rough, especially as you get over to the right-hand side where some of it's crumbled away.
Okay.
But there's smaller individuals who seem to be looking up in some sort of reverence.
Do
at
they
these.
look humanoid?
Humanoid in shape as in a head, a body, 2 arms, and legs.
Wolfgang takes his spear and kind of just lowers it into the box. And then it goes all the way. And
Yeah.
then arm goes in to see. No bottom. All right, and pulls it out.
It would be wide enough to fit like the head of an axe in there as well.
Okay. He's
But-
kind of like looking around, and no one's paying attention. Just like, that was really cool.
You can add. Someone can add into their inventory. Whoever wants to hold it.
It's mine.
You can throw down a bag of holding because it's going to function the exact same way, but it is a smaller diameter thing, so it can't really hold.
Go ahead and put it
You can't just stuff a humanoid in there. Shoulders too wide.
It doesn't just
No,
Don't
it
have to
doesn't
worry
expand.
about the bag man.
box man. It's a bag of holding. It's also a minute.
Awful.
All
A
right.
bag of devouring.
Hey Sim, you done taking a nap, buddy?
Stasis.
Yeah. Good stasis.
Sim, before we move on, I have a couple of questions. As you're a translator, perhaps you can quite easily help me out with this.
Excellent.
And I am going to speak in Celestial. I'm going to show him the tablet, and then the markings on this tablet seem to correspond to markings on this device here. Well, first of all, what would you call this device? It seems to be a rather larger version of what you have.
It's an arcane power. The note takers.
Wolfgang looks over at Callus. Are you bored again?
Incredibly.
And don't you two go anywhere, lest we have this happen again.
You're having a very one-sided conversation right now and excluding us from it.
I tell you, I was pretty interested until you started talking whatever you're talking.
So what makes an arcane power have power?
The core.
So how does that get its charge?
Infinitely.
What initiated it?
Mother.
Is this like a... am I correct in assuming that it's a power source?
Yes.
I was wrong. I was bored. I'm bored anyways.
Right, the mother created everything. The immortals created them, and now they
thunder engines
wander
to
and they're
shame.
abandoned.
Correct.
Happy about that.
No emotion. But regardless of emotion, you were correct.
Would you like to stay here in these ruins?
I haven't had time to think about it.
Think about it.
I will.
Are you done? Did you think about it?
No.
Ignore the distractions.
Takes
You
time
waving
to
at Wolfgang like that, he just kind of like narrows his eyes.
Throne room.
What's our what language is this? Are these runes in?
Daskian.
Like Homer Simpson our way. Back it up a little bit. Kind of like,
Have there ever been any like malfunctions or like crazy explosions with the arcane power?
Not unless it was intentional.
Okay.
History check on Daskian. Anything?
Sure, go ahead.
and Wolfgang and Kyla start to like back up a bit and start walking further in.
Okay.
10.
10. No. Daskian is. You're just like. I think someone said that when they sneezed once.
I see. This is going to. Sim, you've been a great help, and I continue to look forward to your companionship.
Of course.
All right, on to the other room.
Yes, your friends seem to be leading the way.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Can you try to take the lead?
I will do my best.
Let's let the locals show us where to go.
I'm local. Flying at
And
you
I
too.
will follow him.
Okay.
Me too.
It is not that far of a jaunt from this point. You head outside past that pedestal through an opening that was clearly built, though has also fallen apart.
Actively looking for more traps.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
It's the first time we've ever said that.
Yeah. Trap check.
Actively not looking for
What's the rogue's job?
Definitely just looking around, going. Maybe once in a while being like,
Oh, that's only
Oh, another tree.
An 8.
More
Okay.
moss. More
Yeah,
ruins.
as you're looking around, the professor seems to find himself in this space a lot of, man, there are so many more important things on my mind right now than checking for traps. While you're giving it your best effort, your mind is swimming with all sorts of new discoveries in this moment. It's maybe a 2-minute jaunt before more trees begin to part throughout a space. Before you see stone steps that lead upwards towards a massive stone throne.
All right, now
That
we're
is-
talking.
The back end of the seat that extends upward goes maybe 15 to 20 feet high.
how far is it from the ground to the seat?
Walking up the steps, it's maybe 4 feet up.
So,
And the seat is placed on the ground, but it is very, very large.
like the base of the seat's like as big as this room.
You could fit 2 people sitting on there comfortably.
which
Yeah. Sitting on the throne. Ooh, neat. Stone. You also see, as you get closer to it, all sorts of intricate markings and designs are carved within this space.
Can I read any of it?
Yes,
Yeah?
it's in Primordial.
Ooh, what's it say?
Specifically in Orin. It is not so much saying anything so much as it is an enchantment. This throne is what keeps this island floating.
Dispel magic.
Is there any command words?
As you're sitting there, you can feel whatever energy's about you drawing and connecting you to. It's trying to attune.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's not an instantaneous thing. It would still be an hour of attunement.
Yeah, he'll throw one leg out and just start.
Sure.
comfortable?
Quite.
No one else would notice this. He's just lounging in a big old chair.
Wow.
Sim, is this throne representative of, say, the either mother? Well, we already established that mother changed however she wanted, but these immortals that she created.
Yes, immortals. In the common tongue.
Is there another name for these immortals?
Daska.
Daska.
Do I know what Daska is?
Roll a history check.
Can I make a history check on this throne? Have I seen anything similar in design?
Roll a history check.
23.
23. No.
Jesus Christ.
Tactical assessment. Come on.
I don't know what that means.
Doesn't every marshal have tactical assessment?
16.
16. You've heard talk of something like this before. This is originally giant in make. Probably explains the size of the chair.
Well, I don't think they'll come looking for this. He quietly whispers to himself.
Sure.
Wolfgang's kind of just walking around the room, poking at things with the butt of his axe. Just,
Yeah. This space seems relatively abandoned as well.
investigating again.
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Like, I can kind of figure. I know giants are things of legend, but I can size.
Yeah. Well, you also know there are plenty of other things that aren't giant that are also very big. But I mean, yeah, you can assume. Sure.
14.
14. Seems relatively normal, though all those intricate markings are very interesting. Roll me a straight intelligence check again. Just D20 plus your intelligence.
8?
Nah, never mind. Sorry.
I guess I'll fuck myself.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Giants are only things of legend, but it's possible that there are other large species.
Yeah, but there are big,
Giants.
tall, terrible giants in the sky?
Maybe it's those immortals
proud.
that Sim was yapping on about.
Yes, well, that's what they are, but perhaps we may know them by another name.
Or I don't really know. Are giants, you thought? Are they immortal?
Well, nothing that I really know of is truly immortal, but
Nesta,
Yes.
the other day you had spoken, however long ago that was, with my brother. Remember he said something about giant magic? Something to that effect?
Yes, I do recall him mentioning something momentarily.
Yeah. It's kind of coincidental, right?
it is rather interesting.
Yeah.
And actually, Dagadoya, Goliaths are descendants of giants. I don't know if there's any sort of connection there at all, but
Thought you were going somewhere with that.
But, I mean, regardless, it seems like this is just a relic now, right? Well, Carla, stop having fun. Hop off there and let's go,
I'm gonna need approximately a wee bit longer.
taking a shit or something?
Yeah, how much longer do you need?
I'm just comfortable up here.
Okay, well, get on off there.
It's stone. Come on.
do you feel magic in that?
Why would I feel magic in a stone chair?
Yeah, why would he feel magic in a stone chair?
Inside check him. Do you have better insight than I do? Oh, fuck yeah, you're proficient in insight.
You're all rolling insight checks.
Roll persuasion or deception, Kylus.
Tactical assessment.
You could tactically assess.
I can technically assess. I'm gonna hear what it is first.
I don't think you get to know my role before you add it.
It depends on what it says.
It just
'Cause
says
if it-
when you make a blah 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 check, you can expend one superiority die and add a superiority die to your check.
Sounds like
I
a
guess there's a set DC that you might have to see if you meet.
That's interesting.
It's however you want to roll it. Oh,
Before or after, I don't know.
15.
28.
It seems
What is
it seems hard to read. Again, I always state it. It doesn't mean you immediately trust them, but you don't discern what their true intent is.
All right, well, I am turning over a new leaf, so I guess I'm trying to connect whatever magic might be here still.
Is there magic there?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
And you do it through the butt?
Sort of.
You should.
It's more of a feeling.
People can attune themselves to certain magical items and gain their properties and benefits. It usually takes some time to do so.
Professor, I think he was being crass.
Learned it from you.
You definitely did not.
And the language written up here is primordial.
Ah,
Orin, to be specific.
language of the Ontug.
How do you know Orin?
I've always known it.
Is it like the language of your family or something like that?
Not really. Hold on, I am trying to focus up here. Attuning does take a small amount of that.
Yeah.
You two want to go find some other thing to get yourselves into trouble with. I am quite curious at what is within this throne.
How long is this going to take? I mean, do I have time to wander around or
At this point, you're nearing 12 minutes.
I just need to
It's
know
gonna take a bit
if I
longer.
should.
Alright. I'm not really sure. There's a lot here.
All right,
I'm
Sim,
just starting to scratch the surface.
give us a tour, buddy.
Of
Everywhere we haven't seen.
the forest?
No, the specific area that we are in now.
Although on our way back, I do have some questions about the river that runs through the forest.
Yes.
Well, I guess I've got time to kill.
The fuck is it?
Is there magic in that river?
Yes. Well, not in it, But it is conjured.
So the river is created.
Yes.
What is its source?
He's gonna say the mother. Or he's gonna roll a die. What the fuck do I know?
That was cocked and I moved it. I rolled another 5. Its exact source, I'm not sure. But since it's magic...
He's gonna say the mother again.
He's right. I am going to say the mother again.
Right good mama's boy here.
Hey, robot.
Hi. I don't know what a robot is, but you looked at me and spoke.
You are.
I am a robot.
I feel like you are not telling us everything that you know. Is there a reason for that?
I don't believe so.
But you will say that you're not telling us everything that you know.
No, I am a full source of information. I meant to teach and help and expand upon knowledge.
Where's the mother now?
Mother now? She...
Yeah.
I think we've kind of reached the max of his capacities. I think, and I whisper this to you, back at the ship we could take him apart. And by whisper I meant I cast message.
Oh, okay. That's very different.
Yeah.
Nice save.
I did
rolled a
the
nat one anyways.
points. Clearly I was thinking that.
Whenever someone says whisper, I'm like, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Well,
We just might.
perhaps we can
Which I
have,
say out loud.
Perhaps we can have Cable take a look at him. He's rather handy.
If anybody could understand it, it would be Cable.
It's just... Well... I highly doubt that there's any direct connection, but just something that I've been pondering. It seems certain things or certain ideas, bits of information, seem to trip something. It's almost as if that he doesn't... It's not that Sim doesn't want to tell us, but that either it is something that is erased from his memory or something has designated him not to speak of that information. But it reminds me of Franklin.
Well, I mean, and you're not wrong.
She's right there.
I've been studying spells that
She's
can...
chasing a butterfly.
That checks.
In the background.
I've been
I have to.
studying spells that can mess with people's memory in a few levels.
I saw behind the curtain. And it was scary.
And I mean, it's a little bit out of my capability right now, but someone that's immortal could definitely implant or erase memories.
Hey, Sim, do you know what self-preservation is?
Yes.
Do you have a sense of it for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. If I told you that if you didn't clue us in on the things that are hidden inside of you, I would tear you apart with my bare hands. Would that help with your self-preservation?
Are you a bear?
Some have called me that.
Yeah, they have.
Um,
In fact, Dominic has out of character.
Wait, what about that?
I feel like I might be getting gaslit.
Classic frog.
Proficient skills, gaslighting.
Yikes.
Big yikes.
Big yikes.
Big yikes, my
There you go,
guy.
Brittany. Fuck, what did you ask me?
I threatened you.
Oh, duh. I don't know what we're talking about.
When
In
I
terms of
asked
recalling
you-
information, I recall everything clearly.
Then where is the mother?
She's...
I tried. When we hear that, Wolfgang just turns and walks away.
All right, let's go on a tour. Come on.
Tour.
Yeah. And
You
over
done
the,
yet?
Yeah, over the next 45-ish minutes, I'm just gonna be looking for
48.
just for removable things that are interesting, trinkets I could bring back, anything that looks like it has value or magic or could reveal history of this place.
Okay.
Wolfgang's kicking stones. Bored.
For science, I'm going to get up on the throne with Kylus.
Okay.
Do I feel anything?
Sitting down.
I know he's trying to attune it, but because it takes so long, could two people try to attune to something at the same time?
Race.
As you're attempting to attune to it, there is an aspect of like the energy is present, it is there, you feel it, but it is very much not specifically drawn, but it's preoccupied.
Okay.
Someone else got a hold of it first, and maybe with a struggled attempt, you might be able to wrestle it from him.
Okay. I'm not trying to do that.
No, I understand, but like you kind of get the idea. Like, if I tried, maybe there was a combat of will.
Okay. Main thing I was trying to see is if that could happen, but I was also trying to see if I felt anything at all, meaning that this is something that only can be attuned to by casters.
No, it seems like the energy is present in there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something for everyone.
One person.
A comedy.
We'll see.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check with advantage since it is helping you. I'm giving you a
Natural 20 for 28.
natural 20. It's an interesting turn of scenario. Please roll me percentile dice.
You find another box.
4.
4.
Is that really good or really bad?
Walking about, as Sim is like uncontrollably swerving back and forth, he rolls over like a certain patch of dirt that makes a different noise.
Hey, Sam, pause for a second, buddy. Hey, just, if something attacks me, go run and get my friends, okay?
We're in the same area, right?
Hello, friends!
Great.
Yeah, they're close by.
I will, I'll cast Mold Earth and start excavating.
As you cast Mold Earth, it doesn't seem like that spot is Earth. You're able to, as you cast, you kind of move things around from the side of it, but whatever that is not Earth.
Okay, so can I move stuff to the side
Sure.
and kind of reveal what it might be?
Moving it around, you see essentially a wooden box with a hatch on it. Maybe yay big.
Yeah.
You could probably fit in this with a bit of a squeeze, but
I'll open it.
opening inside, you see a rolled up parchment. Roll me an Arcana or investigation check.
Oh, almost an 18, but that's definitely cocked.
Yeah.
Okay, still not bad. 23 Arcana.
23.
Or investigation, whatever.
This
It's the
is
same.
a scroll of polymorph.
Cool. Getting all the cool shit today, baby.
I love handing out high-level scrolls because it's either something you can look forward to in the future as a wizard, or if you absolutely need it in a moment, just burn it and use it in a tough scenario.
Scrolls are a warlock's best friend.
They are. To burn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add that in a second. Hey, have you heard of them changing? You said they do change shapes, right?
Mother does.
Does she change into animals?
Not usually.
Does she change others into animals?
If she wants to.
That's cool. Well, let's keep going on the tour then. And then I'll just keep touring with them.
Right over here is another tree. Continues
Oh
on.
my god,
Over
the
here
worst
is a
tour
feather.
guide.
If you look to your right,
You'll see a tree.
This one has moss growing on it.
This one has a bug. I named him Peter.
Beaner.
Peter.
Oh god.
Some time passes. You feel so close to that tether, but around 40 or so minutes, there's something that and just all that connection dissipated. And you feel an energy above you, and as you look up, there are damaged runes across this.
Right, I feel like
There is magic present, but it needs to be fixed.
I thought I might have noticed that before I started doing that. It was worth a shot.
Wait, what seems to be the problem?
Well, the runes aren't complete. We'd have to finish the circle.
It seems like, based off of the connection, because there's magic there, and usually it takes a completion of runic glyphs to activate magic. So this has been damaged over time. It was once complete. It now needs to be fixed.
So it's like, does it seem more like erosion or more like a missing piece?
You can do an investigation check over it.
Would I be back in time to do that?
Actually,
Okay.
yeah. I would say other people would have to.
I'm gonna
This
do
is
it
while
as-
you're hunting around.
I'm going to do an investigation.
Yeah.
As soon as he
You
says
can do an
that it's broken.
investigation or Arcana check.
Wolfgang's outside swinging his weapon around, practicing with it. On a tree. There's a
Vicky's
tree.
up in that tree. Just
Good
watching.
job.
Oh my god, can I get double digits, please?
Tactical assessment.
Does he know she's there?
Can you do that for
Yeah, she's not hiding.
I can.
Oh, nice. I just assume you can do it for anything intelligence based.
It's investigation, history, or insight, so...
Do you get those back on a short rest?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Coffee lock.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do 15.
15. I mean, looking it over, you understand that it's damaged. The benefit being, what languages do you know?
I know Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Infernal.
It's not in a language that you understand. Yeah, with that roll, you're not too sure. You're not too sure how to go about fixing something like this.
I knew that he knows how to read it.
Primordial.
Can he help me because he knows the language and give me advantage?
You can ask him.
Anybody?
Sure.
There we go. That's better. I'm still going to keep the 2 that was rolled with the
Right,
tactical
yeah.
assessment. So that is now 13, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Looking this piece over, you recall a bit of script in a book. Of course you do. This is an item of legend. Sky thrones, fairy tales, in a world of dragons. How to fix this is knowledge that is not common. It is not about in this space. You're thinking extraplanar. Maybe someone could fiddle around and figure it out, but the current solution is not present to you at this moment. These things, according to what people normally talk about, shouldn't exist. They don't exist as far as the common folk are aware.
So like I'm gonna be like kind of like looking at the stone and like when I get to some runes, asking like, can you translate this portion for me? And
Real quick, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like wind passing through.
yeah. When we get back to the ship, we definitely need to mark this location on a map. Unfortunately,
Are we sure it's going to be here?
well, it'll at least give us a rough location of where to look for it. But this, well, basically for everything that I'm seeing, this item should not even exist. It's not something of our world. It is, well, something of extraplanar origin.
Well, I'm not too keen on anyone just wandering about. We might be the first ones here, but others are going to follow. And I think... I don't think anyone should be moving this thing or fixing this throne.
I would very much like to fix this throne.
I'd like us to be the only ones that fix this throne.
Well, how do you propose that we hide an entire island?
I was more thinking we break the throne more. Take the pieces with writing.
Perhaps, maybe not the whole thing, but at least a piece.
I'm gonna cast non-detection on myself real quick.
Okay.
This sounds like a conversation that his grandpa shouldn't know about.
I'm not in the room.
But he's probably scrying on me because I'm the, or there's at least a strong likelihood that because of my papa,
I
he
do
might be scrying on me.
agree. This is something that should be protected, but I think even just one piece, if we take it with us, they wouldn't be able to complete it. And
I suppose.
well, you do bring up a good point. I mean, if no one else has somehow found this island before, perhaps it moves around, or if it is of extraplanar origin, perhaps it just slipped the veil and came through.
Take quite a bit for something to slip through planes.
Well, this is... I'm going to point at the throne. This is clearly quite a bit of something.
Whoever brought it here, they might still be here. But they might have gotten separated.
Perhaps. Well, in any case, I believe we should have... I still think there is much information that we can extract from Sim, and I do believe that core that you cut out of that giant will be most useful. We should at least take those with us.
Sufficient payment for Captain Avery.
You already got the money.
I meant the core. I'd like us to keep the money.
No! We're giving you enough so that way you can pay off your debt, and that way we can keep the core.
I do believe I earned it in that last fight.
I do believe we all earned it in that last fight.
Speaking of money, do you want to divide it up?
Sure.
In sixths?
Yeah, into 6. Vicky,
Into fourths.
Vicky and I are both outside. Not part of this conversation.
So I didn't give any to Vicky, so...
Well, if Wolfgang wants to get back together with them and they're a couple, what's hers is his and what's his is hers. It's all the same.
Good point. So I'll give all Wolfgang's share to Vicky.
Yeah, the professor's
Okay.
Wolfgang's.
Have you been married before?
Sorry, Lauren and Britt, but you're not here.
I'll add it to their stuff.
Yeah, but they're getting the rounded down versions.
Oh, gotcha.
12 plat, 12 plat, 12 plat, 12 plat, 11 plat for each of them. Gold now, 234, 234, 233, 233, 233 for each of them. Silver, 34, 34, 33, 33, 33, 33, and then 3 copper each.
Real quick, for Ranguin,
I have so much money.
I just need that one more time.
So Ranguin will get the rounded down versions of each.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets 11 plat, 233 gold, 33 silver, and 3 copper.
What's your money like?
A lot of threes.
Not bad.
You got a little bit more than
Kailas, how much more do you need to pay off of your debt?
Just one core, I think.
I love it.
How much money?
I'm not really sure. I think the captain might have rounded it down a little bit.
Oh my goodness, you are insufferable.
He did say he'd knock off a few gold.
I'm not
exactly
going to
sure
help you
where-
anymore then. You can figure it out on your own, but do not touch that core.
I believe I'm the one that cut it out. We wouldn't have one if you were swinging that mace around.
I was using the lance axe, first of all. And second, this is an important discovery that could propel our technological advances tenfold if we can utilize it properly.
At his shouting, Wolfgang is going to come in. What's going on, guys?
We're discussing what to do with the core.
I thought we were trading it to the captain.
No,
Well,
we are not
see?
trading it with the captain.
So other option, maybe you could keep the core and keep the money. If Sim wants a life of adventuring, a useful hand on deck, Sim gets life of adventure. I'm sure is worth at least 1,000. If
Well-
Sim's amenable to it and the captain's amenable to it, maybe everyone wins.
Well, I do like the romanticism behind that idea of giving Sim a nice adventuring life. It still skirts the fact that Kailas has to deal with his consequences.
Yeah, that's true, but I think if I
Yes.
placate Kailas, then maybe I get to see inside his ring.
No. I don't think so.
Two things. First of all, you're going to see inside that ring someday anyways, so why don't you just cool off about it?
You might
It's
know it.
going to happen.
I could die. Phil might kill me.
I might
It's
kill
true.
you.
I might.
We both might. Second of all, while I agree with you, he does need to face his consequences. We did just fight 3 giant robots. Part of me thinks, with the remainder of his service to the captain, and possibly one of these 2 things, that might solve the problem. I say we talk to the captain about it first, see what works for him.
Well, you think we talk to Sim first to see what he wants to do?
We haven't already talked to the robot.
I'm still present and have options and choices.
Yeah, hey,
What do you...
oh, go ahead.
You're his friend.
He was processing, I think.
Yeah. Sim, would you call us friendly to each other? You and me?
Me and you.
Yeah.
You've never hurt me. And you asked me to trust you, and you followed through.
So, knowing that I've at least laid some groundwork for trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to extend that to you.
You're very analytical.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All the time. Do you want to have more experiences, or would you rather go back to stasis for an indeterminate amount of time?
Wow. When you put it that way, adventure.
That's quite the loaded question.
So, in that case, we have an opportunity to offer you adventure. Would you like to come spend time, do mostly translation services, maybe some other types of work that's more manual as well, but mostly translation services on the skyship that we have over there? Have you seen the ship?
A skyship. I have missed flying on those.
Okay, so do you want to come?
You said missed flying on those.
Correct.
How old is skyship technology?
Very recent.
Like, decade?
Last 2 decades.
By your memory, when was the last time you flew on a skyship?
I don't know what year it is.
It's this year.
Okay.
2023.
Well,
Because I've said the year already, and we established that he's been asleep for a very long time.
it appears that the era has changed. How much time passed before the era change, I'm not sure. But the bare minimum, at least 5,000 years.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
Could you elaborate a bit on the air change?
Era?
Era. Oh, okay.
Apologies, common is still new to me.
Say it in Celestial.
Era.
It's just something. It doesn't necessarily change by any.
I'm just
Era
looking
change.
for the word.
Like,
If he's struggling to say it
air
in common,
change.
maybe you can say it easier in Celestial, and I know what it is.
I was more making a joke. Because he heard air, and I meant era.
I heard era.
Era.
Yeah.
Era.
Are there other islands like this?
As far as I recall, yes.
And you'd use airships to travel between them?
Sometimes teleportation.
Is there a teleportation area here?
No, not on this island.
Do you know how to create the sigils for teleportation?
No.
I would ask you how you would teleport, but I probably can guess. The mother? Yeah.
He's analytical too.
Sure.
Well, perhaps we should start heading back to the ship. In the meantime, there are many questions.
Kylas, did you get your chair working?
No, it's broken.
Yes, it's broken. There's a piece that needs to be.
The sky throne is broken?
Yes, Sim, would you perhaps know the whereabouts of any missing pieces?
No. But it is ought to break.
Did it break recently?
I don't recall. Last I remember, it was in full functioning capacity.
Who was the last one to use it?
One of the Daska.
Daska.
The Immortals.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Sim, forgive me for talking about you in front of you, but
Forgiven.
well, that was easy. I think that with Sim's consent, if we can take a look technologically at his brain and I get a little bit better at magic, I think that perhaps we could unscramble whatever's in there. But that might be... I'm gonna need to do some more studying first.
I think if you also tag team that with Cable, as he seems already very just technologically and machinery minded.
Okay.
With his knack for magic as well, I bet the two of you could pull off some amazing things.
He's a good professor. Makes the students feel all kind of, capable of shit.
I would quite like to see the results of that.
Oh. You got it, Doc.
Well, let's head back to the ship and get this core on the move.
Yeah. You don't want me to reduce the core?
Let me try something. I'm gonna try to lift it.
Sure, roll an athletics check.
I'm just concerned about the
16.
reaction of magics.
It's a. You can help and give him advantage.
I'll get on the other side. Well,
Yeah.
I'll get on the other side and help lift.
Yeah, so he has advantage on the check.
Okay.
21.
21 doesn't. Comboed together, you guys are able to move. You're moving half speed, but you're moving it.
I immediately regret this decision.
Come on, Sim. Let's lead the way.
One foot in front of the other, Wolfgang.
Every 5 minutes or so, it's like back to it.
If you'd like, I could just put it in my ring.
No, they got it.
You're right. It seems like they do. They are glistening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's...
We are. It is basically like the dudes in Predator right now. We are just rippling, shiny.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's the guys we're pretending to be by saying Hot Boy Summer.
Exactly. Nailed it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just spritzing oil.
Cut it out.
Nessa is assisting. She does have a very good
Oh, yeah.
athletics.
Yeah, she's
So she's
stronger.
helping out as well.
Yeah.
Now, can she
stronger.
enhance abilities too? Like,
She wanted.
I mean, we got this. Let's just.
I mean, it gives you advantage, which the roll was already made with advantage.
okay. I wasn't sure you were gonna make us keep rolling or.
No.
Okay.
No, we're gonna ride out that 21. It was a very good roll. It was more just how long is it gonna take you to get there.
How long did it take us?
Originally, what was a 15-minute trek to begin with,
Took a half hour.
at half speed takes 30 minutes.
It's not bad.
It's a lot of pausing, waiting. Oh, look at that grasshopper. Back to it.
Spritz, spritz.
Where did you get that oil, Kylus?
Mage handing it all over your chest.
Hate everything about this.
God, when did you take off your armor?
I didn't.
What are you went swimming?
No, I put it back on.
You guys
Wow,
eventually
Vicky, look at this.
trek your way back to
Being super
the
red.
ship. By this point, it's probably nearing 12 o'clock or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Once
we get
and you just hear, oh shit, they're actually alive. All right.
once we get loaded onto the ship, and we set this down immediately, just Cable, where are you, Cable?
Swinging off the top deck. Just, what's up?
Perfect. I
I like
have.
to think I am.
Well, I need that good sense of perfection and a keen eye. We've brought this piece of magical technology back. I wish you'd take a look at it.
Ooh, this is my specialty.
Oh,
Show me.
Wolfgang's gonna head towards the captain, by the way.
And I point him to
Dragging Kylus.
this core.
He runs on over.
As you're looking at it, we were told by our little mechanical friend here, and I'm going to point to Sim.
Holy fucking shit, what you?
He's an automaton, a robot, if you will. He's very friendly. Introduce yourself.
Tinkerman.
No, he's not nearly as dangerous.
Hi.
He's
My
a
name is Sim. I'm a robot.
I do Cable.
What?
Now do Cable.
I was about to.
Talk to
Oh. Well, Tinkermen don't talk. Oh, you bizarre, funny little fella, ain't you? All right. We're gonna talk later. Okay, so it's a power source, like a thunder engine.
Perhaps greater than a thunder engine. From what I can tell, it has some sort of gemstone inside. This one, the stone that is around it, it was powering a large stone golem guardian creature. At least 12, 15 feet tall.
Jeez.
Yes,
Sounds like
and
you guys had quite a bit of a tussle.
a little bit, yes, but we persevered.
It was pretty blasé, actually.
And also,
I'm sure God will do something about that next time.
What?
Camel's eyes.
Roll initiative, motherfucker. Just wrong, Dan.
Actually,
I would fucking love that.
Just a ring appears around you too.
Time stops for everyone else.
Actually, our little friend Sim here, he has a smaller version of his own powering him.
Would you look at that?
And perhaps if you could take a look at his leg, it seems to be a little busted out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll give them one, Silva.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just take some time with this.
No,
And he'll start
absolutely.
jumping into investigating. We'll pull away from that scene for a moment as you walk over to the captain.
With
Just
Kylus
to
in tow.
Wrap
Yes.
up the scene. I would like to be helping him. I want to cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
And with Detect Magic up and assisting him in trying to deduce anything
Okay.
or whatever's happening behind the scenes.
Sure. It'll give him an advantage, or it can give you advantage.
I would love to do advantage. So he has a straight roll and I get advantage?
It's going to be he has advantage or you have advantage because you're helping each other.
Gotcha.
Whoever has
I'll
the higher
take
check.
advantage. I have pretty freaking good Arcana
Sure.
and Investigation.
Go ahead and roll. Hold on to whatever you've got. We're going to come into the scene.
Cool. Dragging Kylus with
He's gathering his troop back up.
Ooh.
Seems like they're going to get ready. Oh no.
A 2 and a 3. For 11.
For 11. We'll come back to that.
me. Captain,
Why I was going to have cable. Look at it.
Okay.
how are you?
I'm doing well. It's actually nice enjoying the sun out here.
It's a beautiful day.
It is. It does seem like we're slightly moving though on this island.
Yeah, this island's a strange
Next
place.
thing that I was gonna.
So, I wanted to talk to you about our friend here.
Hmm.
Where's his debt at this point?
I believe with his successful help not too long ago, put him at 800 gold.
Okay, that seems fair. We have acquired a couple different things from this place.
Yeah, you keep bringing back friends.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend with us.
People tend to like us.
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
sure.
Was wondering if you'd like to take a look and if either or both of the items could reduce his debt to you. One of which is a robotic helper. He's a translator, apparently. Speaks
Every language.
a lot of languages. We have recently discovered he speaks Common.
All right, that's gonna be helpful for me.
It is.
I meant in talking to him.
Gotcha.
I got one other under my belt. That's it.
That makes sense. That makes more sense. Yeah, he is tired of his. I can't say he's tired. He's moved past his life of solitude and in operation on the island, and he can possibly help you out.
That little fellow down there?
Yeah, he has actually agreed. I think there is some level of sentience to him. He's agreed to. Yeah, I was surprised. Seems like he has agreed to accompany you if that is your desire. I was wondering if that could help.
I got a band of weirdos up here. I'm sure to check him out, see what he's about.
It would be his choice.
Of course. I'm not gonna make someone join my gang.
Well, he looks over and is like pointing out Zim. While they're doing their work on the core, I'm going to be sitting there talking to him in all the languages that I know. So I'm starting with Abyssal, so it's just.
Okay. What have I got here? He essentially listing off all of his languages that he currently knows. We get to add an extra one onto that. He has Common. Actually, real quick, let me hear what you have.
So I have Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Infernal.
I'll add Undercommon to that because I'm hanging out with him too.
Okay.
So
He knows, from what you can tell, Abyssal, Celestial, and Infernal.
Okay.
On top of Common as well.
I'll teach him Elvish then.
Alright, he starts listening. It takes him an hour to figure it out.
Anyways.
Yeah. The captain goes up there with you as they are speaking in Elvish language.
He's a very fast learner. He'll probably have that down in give or take an hour.
An hour.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. He went from not being able to speak common. How long have we been gone? A couple hours?
Over an hour.
Yeah. When we met him, he didn't speak a word of common. He now speaks perfect common.
All right.
Pretty impressive.
You're thinking this individual potentially as
Square the debt.
a shortening of sentence, as it were?
Whatever you deem to be fair.
Roll me a persuasion check. I'm gonna give you advantage because it's a damn good sell.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Assuming Sim here wants to join.
Of course.
I consider you paid off.
Thank you. I think that's
Right.
very much appreciated.
Well done there, Wolfie.
It's a shame he couldn't figure out how to do it himself, though.
Well, I mean, it wasn't entirely his idea.
You still couldn't do it yourself, though.
Didn't need to. I have friends for that.
All right, that's enough.
It's about pride. It's about a level of honor and respect, which you seem to lack.
Got him!
Damn.
And he walks away.
He really doesn't like me.
I mean, you've messed up his cargo pretty
He really
good.
cares about beans.
I think it's more keeping himself alive and fed with money that he was going to get for the beans. It's this whole commerce thing.
Think it would be fine. He could afford an airship.
He can. Do you know what economics is?
We do.
No, you don't.
I'm involved in quite a deal myself right now.
What kind of deal?
We can get into specifics later.
The scene pulls away. I was waiting for it. That's a story for another time. Coming back to this moment.
11.
Yeah, it's a rough go.
You're fucking welcome.
Thank you.
It's not a
all
lack
your
of
money.
well, to a certain extent, it's a lack of understanding. But you and Cable kind of aren't chiving with your explanations. Again, you don't really have the technical mind. He has a bit of arcane, but he's very technically inclined, and he wants to approach it in a particular way. And you're just like, I'm not following at all. And there's a bit of tension mounting up
And
there.
I think part of it is I'm just really nervous to step on his toes after our rocky start.
Sure.
That I'm likely withholding some observations because I want to empower him.
Sure.
And that lack of communication just fucking sucks.
He's like, you know what? I don't. This might be something that we just put aside for the moment.
Yeah,
We
no,
can
whatever
come
you
back to
say. I mean, this is
Yeah.
your expertise.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? Yeah, we'll come back to it. I'm just foggy-headed. I've never seen something like this before. It's overwhelming.
This guy.
What do you mean, this guy? You're actively getting in his way!
I'm gonna chill. I'm just, yeah. And he walks off. Kind of kicks non-existent dirt on the ship. He's a little bummed. Yeah.
You know, as someone who does want to learn as much as possible, I do know when it is time for me to sit back and let someone who is an expert in their field do their work.
I was trying not to butt in, but he's kind of a bonehead sometimes.
But did your advice help?
It is yet to be seen.
I do believe that Kylus's attitude is rubbing off on you, and it is horrible.
I mean, Kyle's is kind of cool, isn't he?
The fact that you're saying that solidifies that even more. And you know what? I am going to follow Cable's lead. I too am going to chill.
Two of them are so similar.
And then I kick imaginary dirt.
As the captain walks over to this space,
Wolfgang walking with him.
and he kind of crouches down and just looks him over.
His name's Sim.
Sim, it's a pleasure to meet you. Hi. It's a fabulous airship that you have, though a little rough around the edges, if I'm being honest. Well, that's kind of how I like my life.
Did he just say that through his teeth?
He doesn't have teeth,
I know.
but it did come out that way.
Odd.
Well, Would you like to fly with us? I don't suppose I have many other options at this point. Sure. Easiest hiring process I've ever had. Welcome aboard, Sim. You'll figure things out. All right. Looks like our debt's squared with Blue Man over there.
Much appreciated. I hope Sim works out for you. I have a feeling he'll be a great help to your crew and your ship and your continued endeavors.
Seems very valuable. In more ways than one.
Yeah, I would agree.
DM question.
Damn answer.
Earlier in the session, you said that the temporary hit points disappeared after a minute. I don't think that's the case. Because I think Twilight Sanctuary expires after a minute, but I think those hit points still last till our long rest. I'm just trying to determine if I have 10 hit points right now.
What are you
Do you
planning?
feel like you're going to be in trouble here in a moment?
He did insult God, but
I think there's always a strong chance. And I want to know how cocky to be. I had Twilight
Gonna get
Sanctuary brought up right
shot.
now if you'd like to look at it.
Just read it over.
so what are you going to do
Yeah.
with your money?
Doesn't state.
So Twilight Sanctuary's done, but the hit points are still there?
Yeah, I'd say the hit points remain.
Putting that 11 back on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby!
Were we fighting a dragon?
It says Twilight Sanctuary ends, but it doesn't say that the effects end as well.
Nice.
We'll find out how wrong we are in the comments later.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I mean, I love some good pedantics.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do? There is a very large circular chunk of stone laying on the ship.
Laying on the ship?
It's placed on the deck.
If the professor
Oh, the
is
core thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
If the professor's still a little hot at me, I'll probably avoid it for now.
Summer.
But yeah, but,
Summer.
but once his summer has cooled a little bit, I might approach him about trying to investigate this
Yep.
the stone.
Are we off into the sky?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, before we do that, I just want to actually. I'll probably get a better look once we do take off, but I want to look at the sides of the island and see if it's like a clean, like, do the edges of it look like a clean cut, or is it? If it's like.
I would say upon approach, you were aware of that, and with your keen mind feat, you clearly remember. It seems to be crumbled, jagged earth. It does not seem to be like shorn or cut with any edge.
Okay. Yeah. Then in that case.
It kind of tapers down to a singular point at the bottom.
With kind of like before we take off, while we're sitting and like looking out on the horizon, if I can like find a point that I can see and then see that we're moving along, can I try and get some sort of gauge of how fast it's moving?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. This would be straight intelligence. Yeah, calculations. I would say if you want to, you can apply your
Tactical assessment?
tactical assessment if you want to with this particular check.
Do it.
It's a real roller coaster there.
22.
22. This thing's probably moving 1 mile every hour.
It's about 1 mile per hour.
North, south, east,
24 miles a day.
Currently, it's moving in a southwest direction. More west than south.
Do almost a
West
full
side.
South
marathon
by
in a day.
southwest. Or, sorry, west by southwest, yeah. Sea thieves.
Cool. Assuming that we return to find this island within a month, I can probably exactly calculate where it's going to go.
There you go. Yeah, especially with a 22, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're feeling pretty confident that you can anticipate its trajectory, assuming nothing changes it. All right.
Wolfgang's on deck helping anything that needs help.
The ship floats rotating around and off the side, catching enough speed off into the sky.
Is it like one of those moves?
Yeah, it has to dip a bit. Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, there's a bit of a slide in the gravitational pull,
Love
but
it.
nothing too crazy. And you're off.
You know who's not afraid of heights? This guy.
Or that guy.
That's recent.
Anyone else by choice. Sailing off into the distance. Evening fast approaches.
That's where we'll end tonight's session.
No.
That's where we'll take a
Brittany,
break.
Lauren, please come back. You guys are sailing off through the night sky before the ship begins to lower. And off in the distance, you see sparkling across a lake are a dozen lights highlighting the night in a multi-tiered city floating on top of a lake.
This is the actual city.
Laminsa, off in the distance, with a lighthouse. A light rotating around with a long landing strip that you were heading directly towards.
Full of trees.
Full of trees.
Drone to stop all the action.
And at that point, we will take our break.
Hey!
Congratulations, you guys are pulling into the skyport of Laminsa.
We love it.
We are here. Officially. At this point in the evening, real quick, it's about 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
With that, we will see you guys in a moment.
BRB.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. God, I've missed that. Coming back into the moment, you guys have come down and are landing across the port. And you notice there's like a wire that's hanging down that a hook underneath the ship catches, and it very quickly comes down to a stop.
Aircraft carrier.
Okay,
technology.
yeah.
Love to see
Very
it.
much so.
Like all the ships landing would just slowly dig a big hole in the lake would eventually fill it up.
That's how it goes, yeah. That's how it was made. Landing, it's relatively quiet across the deck at this point. Landing in, gear is beginning to unload the Pelican, opening up from the front, and a bunch of the crew hands go down and start dispensing out.
Wolfgang will join them with that.
The captain comes off to the side, grabs some paperwork from his quarters, then hops off to the side. And you see off in the distance let me pull this guy up. A rather portly dwarven individual is walking forward in very well garnered blues and whites across their form. They have these golden buttons that go up their shirt, though it seems maybe a little tight around the midsection. A nice hat on, a bit of a cape behind him, a very well-maintained bushy beard, very much combed through consistently, and starts walking up.
So Nesta, is that a prism? Well, maybe we should have asked you in this 10-day stretch or so what to do when we get here.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I've never actually landed in the skyport.
So we're just gonna kind of explore for a bit.
Well, I think we're gonna listen to the captain. I imagine there's something. You all have never been to Laminsa before, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There are customs that we will have to go through, but so long as we tell the truth, we should have no problem.
Great, we'll be dead in the water once Kailas gets through.
Probably. I really hope he behaves himself.
Should we do a practice session?
Can any of you really be sure that I've lied before?
Yes,
Yes.
quite surely.
I have no idea.
I don't think any of you are insightful enough.
It's
to
not
discern that.
It's not a confidence in whether or not I know you've lied. You just don't exude trust.
And I thought we built some trust recently.
We did. They're strangers, and I'm worried you're going to try and pull one over on them.
I might.
I will tell you it will end poorly. They have plenty of steps and measure to make sure that... And that's not a challenge. Behave.
Let's be a challenge.
about that.
Maybe he'll face a consequence for once.
So, are there any
Know
key
me like a week.
phrases that we should specifically like greet people with, or ways to say thank you, or
No,
express emotion in
Or-
Laminsa?
we're all still on the same continent.
Okay.
No, not terribly.
You just seem to have a lot of phrases that I thought maybe you garnered from Laminsa.
I mean, there's big yikes, of course. Don't forget that one, especially within the temple. If something goes wrong, or someone breaks the silence, yeah, big yikes.
So, what's the origin of Big Yikes?
As this is going on,
I thought you wanted to get into town.
I have so much shopping to do. Tell me about big yikes.
But then I wanted to poke the bear a little bit.
When don't you poke the bear?
The captain walks
He's the
over,
bear.
introduces himself, or greets this individual, hands over some paperwork, and they're having a conversation a ways away from the top of the deck. Yeah, you're helping out on unloading.
I'll check in with Oz and listen in on that conversation.
Floats over there. Yeah, I got a bit of stuff that I'm transporting. Mainly goods, a bit of mineral, a little bit of beans, some grains, and some people. We kind of picked them up. They seem to be in a little bit of distress. But they're hopping off here. They'll have to go through customs. And that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. You'll need to get one of the Obscura here. And he's, alright, I'll be sure to grab that right away. And he kind of ports off.
Nesta, do you know what an Obscura is?
Yes, they're one of the interrogators. As part of customs, you will be questioned about your magical abilities and any magical equipment that you carry.
Is there anything forbidden here?
In terms of specific schools, if you're not a licensed caster, you can't cast any magic within the confines of the city. You will be arrested. Even if you are a licensed caster, evocation and necromancy, completely off the table.
Okay.
I am a licensed caster by being associated with Lunaris and the clerics themselves.
So
You seem to have issue.
How do we become licensed?
It's a psychological evaluation and a demonstration of skill. It usually takes like an hour.
Can we do it as part of customs?
Yes, absolutely.
Ah.
You opt into it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once we do it, we still can't use magic?
You can't use evocation or necromancy within the confines of the city, and even just general fun casting. It's not frowned upon, but it is questioned why you have to do it so often.
I'm not seeing the benefit here.
Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to go well with you, but there was no talking you out of it, and we had to go this way anyways, so it was a losing battle. I'm just hoping you'll behave.
Would you like to go back to Voxstrom?
There are plenty of places besides these two. As I'm thinking back to my spells.
It's not that you can't have this magic. I mean, cure wounds in its nature is necromancy. I'm just not supposed to be casting it within inside the confines of the wall. I mean, they're going to go over all of this anyway, so I won't bore you with the details.
I'm sure it's just a process that we have to get through.
Yes. Wolfgang, you are aware that you are a licensed caster.
Sure enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not there for this conversation.
That's true. You're off.
Um,
Any magical equipment you've acquired, though, will have to be registered.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've got nothing to hide.
I would, once I see that the captain's done talking to the dwarf, I'd like to approach Captain Avery.
Okay. He comes right up to you. He's climbing up to the top of the deck. He's all right. Oh,
Captain, sorry,
that's all right. I'm sure you're squirrely to get off the ship and explore the
yes,
city.
Quite so, but, well, I was wondering, I believe I've overheard that you're, keeping Sim on your crew, as it were.
Yes, it seems like it's part of the agreement between Cows and I.
I have my opinions about that, but I'm more curious about what will be happening with that arcane power core that we acquired, the large contraption in stone.
As far as I was concerned, it's yours.
How
I mean, it
long-
seems a little hefty, but
How long will you be staying in port for?
well, at least 2 days. We got to resupply, find a contract, find out where we're going, and then
Okay.
chart our course.
Is it possible that we keep that here and then we can, hopefully in that time, find a place to put it or carry it?
We can hold on to it, but yeah, you're gonna have to, if you want it, you're gonna have to to take it at some point.
Right.
Or you can pay me to hold on to it for you.
Could Kylas put it in his ring?
I don't trust Kylas with anything right now.
If I know you don't want me to reduce it, but I can maybe reduce it just for long enough for us to put it in our box of holding?
That might be the better option.
Whatever you decide, just let me know.
Does it look like if it was reduced by about half its size? That
Yeah, it could probably fit.
Could you cast reduce on it inside the box to pull it back out?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I had
You're,
that
you're
same,
smart, so I think you know that.
I had that same thought, and
How
then I was
dare
like,
you? So ready to let that ride.
No, I probably could because I'm sure I could stick my hand in there,
Grab it.
You would
and
grab
then
it, cast
it.
reduce,
Yep.
pull it out.
It is range of touch. You just got to touch it.
I
Actually,
don't
no, it's
think
not
it's
even range of touch.
Yeah.
Does it state you have to see it?
Let's find out.
Feeling's not enough to see it.
You can see within range. So if I stuck my head in,
it would
That's a
suck.
great thing to figure out what might happen.
okay, well, let's experiment on other things for the next day or so. Maybe tomorrow we come back and do this.
Yep, we'll be here. We're lodged up inside the Beacon Point. This is the Beacon Point lighthouse.
Is that a district or just a specific building?
No, it's just this building.
Okay.
Functions not only for skyships like us, but also just regular little ships on that lake down there.
All right, well, let's get ourselves through customs and then get some rest.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Who would like to go first into customs? As you begin to approach, there are two individuals who appear. A human individual, a little older, maybe on their later 40s, wearing very similar clothing to the attire that dwarven gentleman presented themselves in. Behind them, standing in very, very dark gray robes, with a metal mask covering their face with intrinsic designs across it. With it's got a front piece, back piece, hood up, and just black gloves on. You overhearing the name, you imagine this is probably one of the Obscura. You present?
Yeah, I'll step forward first.
Might I have your name?
Professor Filton Olivier.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well.
Welcome to customs. We will be going to a private room.
Okay, lead the way.
Takes you off towards the main side building off of the runway. The ship is now being put off to the side. Most barrels are unloaded by this point. You are brought into a singular chamber. There is a table and two seats. The individual in blue and white sits down in one and pulls out a notebook, opens it up, looks to the Obscura, and they cast magic and do you resist?
No.
Okay. You are under the effects of a zone of truth. All right. We're going to do some base questioning here. Professor, what is your name? Full name.
Filton Olivier.
Professor Filson. Your intentions in traveling to Laminsa?
Well, I am passing through with my party. I intend to do some research. I've heard that there is a extensive library here, and also do some research within the Temple of Lunaris.
Excellent. Any magical items on your possession?
Only thing currently that I have magical is
What interesting make? And its enchantments?
well, I believe its enchantments are just in the machinery of it being able to switch from a lance to a great axe.
It seems to have a potency enhancement. All right.
Oh, and also there's Prof.
That's right. The glow tech on you. Bizarre equipment.
Yeah, we got it from a rather bizarre place.
I can imagine. Any magical abilities? One of an Eladrin sort, I imagine.
I have
the
a
typical.
very limited amount. I can I cast a couple of very basic spells, mostly just using mage hand and assistance in grabbing things. I have a shield for protection, and well, occasionally I can fill people's minds with a little too much information, and it can sometimes overload them. Also, I do have the ability to teleport a short distance, and yes, given my Eladrin nature and
Burst
pending...
into flames.
It's pending in the current season, yes, but if it pleases you, I can switch to any of my other seasons to evade any harm being done.
Are you a licensed caster within this continent?
I have never been onto this continent until now, so
Do you wish
no.
to become a licensed caster?
I've never considered myself much of a caster, but if it's another accolade I can put onto my resume, then why not?
Something we can approach at another time. I still need to question the rest of your party.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, seems like we're all set here. In the meantime, just don't cast within the confines of the perimeters of the wall. I think we're all set here, Professor. Thank you for being so forthcoming.
Of course.
All right. All right. Let's see who's next. For sake of time, should anyone wish to subvert any of what just happened in their interview, we will just go through. If you are forthcoming and honest, it goes through perfectly fine.
You know
Should
me.
you wish to, should you wish to resist, this includes registration of any magical items.
Wolfgang gives everything he has up.
If you wish to lie about any equipment on you, there are going to be some checks.
I would like to, I'll be forthcoming, but I would like to really push the envelope, and I want to be licensed immediately.
Right in that moment.
Yeah, ASAP.
That is something we will have to approach Mr. Dirtfist for another time.
When?
Tomorrow.
When?
Let's say 6 a.m.
Okay. Where?
You can come here.
Okay. Public casting or any casting?
Any casting at all. Please keep it to yourself.
To myself. I can work with that.
Okay.
Your
Insight
ass is
check.
getting watched.
Insight check.
Yeah. 19.
26.
Okay.
What does that smirk mean?
By that, I definitely intend to...
Yeah, this guy's trained for fucking insight.
Yeah, but isn't he in his own truth right now?
But if he's skirting the issue and not openly speaking a lie.
He didn't lie. He just,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't intend to cast publicly.
Okay.
But I will definitely... I do intend to do my spells that I can apply to myself.
To yourself.
in private.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Dofus, we will be moving on to your next compatriots. You can see yourself out. The Obscura is just staring at you through their mask.
Can I?
the only thing Wolfgang will do that's potentially questionable is with the memory crystal.
Mm-hmm.
He puts it down and just, it's private.
Private. What does it do?
It's, you put it up to your forehead and you can see something.
Something.
Yes.
Premonitions.
It's a point of view of something that happened in the past, and it's private.
Roll a persuasion check.
21.
Is it dangerous to the public?
Absolutely not.
Then you may keep it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Have a lovely evening, Mr. Abercroft.
Thank you. You as well.
Rangwin's interview goes a little longer
Wow.
than
Shocker.
anticipated. But sorry, Lauren, I got to make a call. I want you to stay with the party, so you're going to be open and honest with these people as much as you're capable.
If not very Rangwin about it.
Very Rangwin about it. Kylus.
All right. Well, they're all in their interviews. All right, Wolfie. You're making all my decisions for me lately, so should I go in there?
I don't think you have a choice. Oh, your ring. I think it would behoove you to do the right thing in this scenario and be as forthcoming as possible. I don't think you will lose out I also think you have the opportunity to become a licensed caster.
Where's all this information stored?
I don't know. What does it matter?
Well, I'm just saying, if someone were to break in, they could have information on any caster registered within, well, anywhere.
That's true, I
Know
suppose.
exactly what they're capable of. Like, I don't know, let's say, your grandfather.
That's a good point. I still think you need to do what's correct here and tell them what they need to know. If you should be honest, but there's a difference between telling the truth and telling everything.
They're liking you more and more every day.
That is not what I want you to say at this moment. Be honest with them. Be forthcoming with them. I know you have your secrets that you inexplicably still refuse to reveal. It's actually not entirely inexplicable, but I get it. I just think that the more trouble you give them, the more trouble they give us. And honestly, since we've met, it's been nothing but trouble. It's a terrible movie. Don't know much.
Just a wee bit of trouble.
Just a wee bit of trouble. So,
It's been fun though, right?
do you remember the giant mechanical thing we fought?
I had fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
The door opens up and Nesta is let out. She finishes her interview.
Kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and squeezes a little too
Right.
hard.
Right then.
Name, please.
Kylis, you can call me Kai.
And your last name.
None I'm aware of.
All right. Please step into the room with me.
Step inside.
All right.
And I am going to subvert quite a bit.
Okay. Sits down. He looks to the Obscura who... Do you fail the saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. He kind of looks to the Obscura and the individual steps into the back. All right. Full name, please.
Kylis.
Just Kylis.
Kylis Nocturne.
Nocturne. All right. Your intentions traveling to Laminsa?
I was picked up on an airship and this is where it happens to land. And many of my companions have ties here.
Do you have any purpose here yourself?
I bit of shopping and walk around and see what the city has to offer.
Go ahead.
Constant
Well,
inspection.
against me, go ahead and roll deception.
Natural 20 for a total of 30.
Shit. Jesus.
That beats out my 22 for sure. All right. Sightseeing, as it were. There are plenty of things to see. Welcome to Laminsa. Any magical equipment on your person?
Yes. I have 2 magical rings, as well as some, well, luminescence, I believe it's called. Ruby and emerald.
Oh dear. Well, that is contraband. We will have to confiscate.
Did they? They would have had to have confiscated mine as well.
They would have taken yours, yes.
Boo earns.
We can't very well have that traveling about the city. You understand. It is a dangerous substance.
Is it possible to check it in and check it out when I leave?
Roll a persuasion check.
I would have probably asked a similar question. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. Never mind.
Paul wanted to ask a similar question.
Yes, that is correct.
Paul wants the drugs.
22.
22. I suppose I don't see the harm. So long as it's not running rampant within our city.
I really had no intention of doing that.
Excellent.
Yeah,
You take some. The capabilities of said rings, please.
One provides protection.
Mm-hmm.
The other is, well, Similar to a bag of holding.
The Obscura looks and nods. Similar, but not entirely in nature.
More space.
Interesting. Any threat to the public?
No.
All right. I will need you to dismiss your familiar while you're within the city until you become a licensed caster, though. Which Oz was invisible. All right. Magical capabilities, find familiar, of course. Anything else?
I am curious, why would find familiar be illegal here?
It's not illegal if you're a licensed caster. Conjuration magic is perfectly fine, but we do need to go through a psychological evaluation and see your capabilities. Make sure you have full control over whatever it is you're summoning.
Alright then.
We'll do that at another time. Some of your compatriots wish to get licensed as well. Any other capabilities?
I'm capable of casting a few spells.
Excellent. I will need their names and what they do.
I will list off all my spells.
Every single one?
Everything except one.
Which one?
Hunger.
Okay. Roll deception check.
Is a lie of omission a lie?
It's not a full lie. He's trying to see if he's withholding.
24.
29.
Oh fuck!
They have
29?
a plus 10 to their insight check.
Just like your deception.
Yeah. I needed someone who can combat Kyla's,
I have a
but
plus
this
10.
is what he's good at. It's insight and investigation. I rolled a 19 as well.
Damn.
I will stress the importance of withholding information.
I haven't used it yet, so I'm not quite sure what it does.
It's not a matter of using. Should any discrepancy find its way within the city, if any magic is cast that falls under the similar scenario that a spell you hold, you would be considered a suspect. It helps us determine who's at fault and who isn't.
Right.
I'm not going to take advantage of the spell.
Anyone that can cast the same spell?
Within our records, that's private.
Yes, but I mean, if you're trying to tie similar spells to a crime, wouldn't you have a list of people capable of casting the same spell?
Of course. We don't disclose that information to the general public.
Who would you share that information with?
Not you.
But who would you share that information with?
I'm not sharing that information.
I suppose that's fair. Like a governing leader in your city, would you
I
say...
understand a warlock when I see one. You are acquiring magic from somewhere else. I understand that. That means there's other interested parties with you. They're probably watching you right now. I cannot disclose this information.
Alright then. Fine. Keep your secrets.
You have your personal secrets. I only need to know about what you're magically capable of. I'm not going to look into your history.
Alright, ask your next question.
What's the spell?
Hunger of Hadar.
Very dangerous spell. Excellent. Do you wish to become a licensed caster while you are within the city?
I will keep the possibility open.
You're more than welcome to change your mind later on. Miss Nocturne, it was a pleasure. Though a bit of a struggle.
Like prying teeth, I'm told.
It feels that way, yes. You're not the first. Enjoy.
Look out.
How'd it go?
Invasive.
Very much so. Fuck the government, dude.
They didn't really ask about my racial abilities, though, so I suppose that's flying under the radar.
All right. Let's get some rest.
All right.
And some drinks. Not in that order.
You are free to roam Laminsa, though someone does meet you as you guys are heading over to a descending elevator pulley.
I was gonna.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do whatever
As
it
we're
is you want to
walking
do.
out, I was going to mention to you, Wolfgang. So now I'm assuming by this point, once we're in, and Serdok told me that someone would approach with a letter and
That's
you
right.
would know what to do with it. So
I forgot all about that.
yes, that's.
Kind of looking around.
I'm assuming they'll make themselves known.
Roll a perception check.
7.
7. Yeah.
Nesta, where are we going to get a drink?
Well, we have a couple different options. We have the Bearded Axe.
Let's go there.
Okay, Bearded Axe it is.
What was the other option?
God.
It's called the Bearded Axe. Come on.
First of all, that
there is
doesn't make
also
any sense.
the Drowning Roots Tavern.
That sounds kind of cool too.
I do like Drowning Roots.
I do need to go check in with the temple. It's utmost priority at this moment.
Which bar should we go to first?
Wait, you don't know what a bearded axe is?
I recommend the Drowning Roots Tavern. It's very unique in its design. A willow tree grows on top of it, so it's hard to miss.
You got me there. Let's go. How
That's
far
why we
of a
hear
walk
all
is
the
that?
options before we.
You're right. You're right.
So we can take the elevator down. That leads us down into Lake Town. But if we take the oh god, what is it called? The lift. It'll take us directly into Henla Heights.
What's an elevator?
And we went down one with the dragon.
That's an elevator.
Yes,
We also used one to come out of the caves.
yes.
What caves?
Ones
When we
were
first
trapped in.
entered, when crazy prospector man found us.
Cletus.
Yes. Well, no.
Cassidy.
Cletus?
Cassidy. How dare you? How dare you take advantage of me like that? How dare you take advantage of Brittany when she's not here?
I remember you in an elevator. All right.
Just
whatever.
really hope
It was
I just
very
said it
brief.
in so much confidence. I
It
go
really
with it.
did. Yes, Cassidy. He escorted us. It was boring, to be perfectly honest. An arcane elevator without a dragon. Anyways,
I do remember that.
I need to head to my
Of
temple.
course you do.
And check in with my teacher.
So where do we sleep tonight? Can we sleep at your temple?
Yes, you should be more than welcome.
I do think we could afford something much nicer.
I say tonight.
The temple's not the prettiest of sleeping accommodations. I mean, they're pretty.
Pretty boring.
If I'm being honest, I mean, it has its perks, but both the Bearded Axe and Drowning Roots Tavern have places to stay.
We're staying at the Drowning Roots.
It is very nice.
Okay.
The lower area for the rooms,
Rognan,
you can see into the lake. It's
you got
great.
some gold on you now, don't you? Yeah. Let's sleep in a nice bed tonight. Not let's, but like let's.
That's.
Rangoon's like, oh man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
We've earned it.
Yeah.
You know, being as that we haven't slept in a place that's not a floor or other worse things. Actually, that inn in Boxtra was quite nice.
I've never slept, so. I just don't really sleep.
It's more of a state of meditation, really.
Thank you, professors.
I always thought that you were more aligned with elements. I know you say you're an elf, but you seem elementally inclined.
What might have given it away?
Shenakai are elven in nature.
Yeah, but he doesn't. I mean, he talked about the Shadowfell and all this darkness.
To the bar!
On the way, we'll walking and
Shadowfell
talking.
doesn't really have anything to do
Cable
with
for a
elves.
moment goes, oh, Carlos,
I'll walk over with him.
I know we kind of came to agreement of like me helping you guys out.
You want to join the ship, don't you?
Yeah, and it's not. I don't want to work with you and like do, you know, but this falls under that aspect of like helping out, just doing what I'm doing, and you know I get to travel around, see the world. But I will always answer your call. If you need me, you let me know. I'll try and convince the captain. I mean, you two don't seem on simpatico, as it
He
were.
really doesn't like me.
He really doesn't. I mean, you need to break his stuff. I know it wasn't intentional, but
And Wolfie fixed that for me, so
I think that's the problem. But that's a conversation for another time.
I didn't really have the opportunity, so.
I think you did.
He was talking plenty.
We had 5 days of travel.
I was hoping something would come up, and it did.
I immediately regret everything.
There was no talking you out of this, but I get it.
Can't wait for the day where something happens and we can just leave.
Oh, look, Cable. You doing this doesn't stop what I want you to do. Helping little people.
My thoughts exactly. Yeah, and who knows what I'll discover here. I'll find out what I can about the Thunder Engine. And see if maybe something with that other arcane one as well.
I think you should keep it, unless Phil's curiosities get the best of him.
Well, it's your guys'. If you want to hold on to it, you can. But while I'm here, I'm definitely going to look it over.
I'm happy to take the heat for you.
Let's talk it over.
Very
I don't want to make a call right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
You kind of pulled me out of a dark spot that I had never been in before.
Well, do the same for others, and let them know that, well, that's what the Obsidian Winds is all about, helping people. And I do want to give you something to help you on your way.
Okay.
I'll hand him 200 gold.
Shit. All right.
Use that to get things started, get anything you need in town for research.
Oh yeah. I gotta get new tools.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Easy to send a letter if you'd like to him or something like that. You might be able to get word to the prison.
Will do. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back for it at some point. I just don't know when.
Like I said, you help little people. I'll grant your wish.
Okay. Okay.
Good
Stay
luck.
safe.
Do my best. I
No,
got
you won't.
Wolfie. He'll keep me safe.
I guess so. Have a good night.
I'll be in touch. Stay safe, Cable. Enjoy the world.
And he monkeys off. Knuckles on the ground.
Yes.
All right. You guys
I'll
begin
run
to
and
travel.
catch up with the group.
Yeah. You guys hop onto this cable pulleyed air trolley. I mean, God, what is it called? It's like a ski lift almost, but an enclosed space.
Like
Sure.
a gondola?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
that's- no.
Gondola's a boat.
No, it is also.
Oh, it
That
is.
It's
is-
also like a ski lift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah! There's so many gondolas in this city now.
The city's
it's
all
like a-
gondolas.
It's mostly
enclosed one.
gondolas. As you guys hop into this gondola, and you guys are
Gondola.
gondola.
No, I'm just making
I
it.
hate this. Moving along, I'm so
Gondola!
candelabra. You guys are traveling along, looking down below across this city. Lights are starting to go out. It doesn't seem like it's a crazy bustling evening, but across the space of this area is this massive, sprawling lower lake town. And way off towards the edges, as you're traveling across it, you see these massive, giant, like orchid lily pads with these bright, glowing purple blossoms that seem from the very tip emitting little sparkles that are extending upward. You see like 2 over here, 4 on this side. These things are massive. Homes have been built along the base of some of them, and some of them even look like they're housing farms.
Has Nesta split from us already?
No, she's traveling on this gondola with you guys.
Okay. I would be asking her about those.
Well, those are lunar pads. They emit light at night. They seem to respond to Lunaris. Maybe not specifically Lunaris. I don't really know the science behind it, but yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? It's usually where we do our new moon rituals, or full moon rituals.
Not coming up soon.
Naked
Pretty
on lily
soon.
pads.
Yes, in about
Oh yeah, I am there. This conversation.
after today, about 3 days away.
That'll be very exciting. Good to see it in your hometown.
And I think we're pretty close to actually the Geyser Festival. It's a celebration of the heat and water, and it's honestly an excuse to just hang out and have fun for a full day.
I like
It's quite awesome.
It is very fun.
So it'll be quite interesting to see the customs of a new land. Well, new land to myself, at least.
I'll probably help out with the festival as well, clean up some of the lake.
We can all help.
If you need assistance.
I mean, it's normally something the clerics just do for free, but sure.
We will all be happy to help with that.
All right.
Really?
We will all be happy to help.
Contributing to the well-being of your environment is a very good endeavor.
Well, and I'm learning that goodwill kind of can act as currency too.
Catch more flies with honey.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Are we looking to catch flies?
It's a saying. It's the idea with it being nice.
There must be a
being
lot of
good.
flies here.
Big yikes. Big yikes.
You would think that there's a big yikes.
You liked the honey that I had before.
I did, but now I've had flies in it.
It's not. It's not.
Did-
It's.
He's
think
playing
in-
with us.
Anyways, how far is this
I
tower?
think I'm gonna strangle him.
Okay. I'm gonna let this fly. You guys can see as you're passing over this base lake town, there is a high, maybe 25, 30 foot high wall that extends, and then floating on top of that are more bits of cityscape, and within it are these winding, twisting, turning multiple pathways where you see individuals on boats kind of traversing
On
down
gondolas?
on gondolas. Yes.
Amazing.
um,
They're up here. Down
bridges,
there.
bridges in certain areas are connecting, but it seems like the main form of transportation on there is through the waterways. You see on many different points at the base of these walls are essentially like these water locks that gates close down, water pours into the side, raising these boats up to this next level, and then continuing forward. Same thing going downwards as well. The wires are heading downwards, heading to a main station and locking, and then doors open, and you are in the Henla Heights. Spell. I got the notes right here. Henla, and then Heights.
Spelled?
Is it a nice?
Heights. You asked, I'm gonna answer.
Is it a nice part of town?
Yeah, it seems very nice. Looking about the space, what bit of lantern light is present, there's a lot of worked stone within the area of different blues and whites. Seems to be a strong thematic color within this city, as far as you can tell within the night.
So is there like roads and then just like water on either side? Essentially?
Yeah, there's essentially there's like buildings with street walkways, and then there's a lower canal that has filled water that have boats moving about the space. As you get off, there are some gondola men who are nearby who kind of flag you down. Just, are any of you looking for a lift?
We're looking for
the Whomping Willow.
some kind of thing.
The Willow Tree. You're looking for the Drowning Roots Tavern.
That's the
Right,
one.
That's the one.
All right. I can take you there if you like. For each person here, you're looking at about 2 gold an hour.
How many hours?
That's not that long. Oh, sorry. Did I say gold? Sorry, I meant silver.
Okay.
My apologies.
That's a little more reasonable.
Yeah, I was slip of the
Two
tongue.
silver, you said, for all of us?
For each of you, 2 silver.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Carlos, you got that right. I gave you an extra platinum.
Just spotting platinum.
Sure, I'll happily pay for a gondola ride for all of us with this strapping young lad.
Hell of a guy.
He kind of flexes a little harder on the stick that he's holding.
Can I also like touch his shoulder and then pass the silver to him?
Excellent, thank you. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
Plus Vicky.
14,
Plus.
Just
Dara.
getting worse and worse every second.
16.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, 16.
And the ghost of all will. Sorry, Brittany.
16 total.
Oh, 1.6 gold. Woe is you.
Hey, it rounded it down. I'm
Did
down to-
Nesta take the box that Owl's in?
I dead.
There was well, the box
I imagine it
itself.
was part of the pyre.
I think it was part of the pyre.
Oh, he was
yeah.
in the pyre.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
There were 2 pyres set up, one for Tackledoria and one for
Oh,
Olo.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They talked to
Yes. It's been a minute.
Been a minute.
Taking across this gondola ride, there's this. It's a nicely curved boat with a bit of hanging lanterns on either end. Looking down below into this very clear water, you can see lapis lazuli has been carved into and embedded almost in like a mosaic tiled fashion at the base of these canals, offering for just a gorgeous view in general. Stick is placed down and you are off on these waterways.
Wolfgang's got his hand on the water.
Oh yeah, it's nice and cold to the touch, which is nice in this relatively warm evening for the summer.
I'll kind of cup some water in his hands and look to Nesta.
No. Yes. The gondola man's just
I
like,
wanted to get some drinks right now.
I'm thirsty. What do you want from me?
yeah, so I don't recommend doing that at all.
I'm just curious.
Plenty of people fall in. And you
Yeah,
don't
in
know if
hindsight, that was kind of dumb to ask in the first place. Not the first, am I?
No, definitely not. Most people just go for it too. Whew, irritable bowel syndrome. Anyways, here we are. Before you see a wood and stone structure with a large willow tree growing out of the top. Hanging down from its massive branches are these encased lanterns that have lights inside of them, so offering this illuminating glow within it. These kind of rounded windows on the side with these hatchmark wooden frames, and right across the top, Drowning Roots Tavern. And he stops to the side. Well, there you are.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
House will linger on the boat to be the last one off. We'll be staying here tonight if you want to join us after you get off work.
Roll a persuasion check.
Natural 1. For a total of 8.
He kind of puts his hand out.
Alright, don't pay for it. Sorry.
Just doing my job.
Honest work.
I meant for the ride.
Oh, I did too. Go wink and hop off the boat.
Enjoy your evening. Do you guys want to keep him there, or?
No, we're staying here.
No?
Okay.
I cast hold person.
Push him in the water.
Legendary resistance.
Who is this guy?
The Gondola Supreme.
Well, grandson.
It was the gondola the whole time.
Bull reappears. Round two.
Please no. We kill him.
Heading off, you guys open up into the tavern. It's actually not terribly boisterous within here. There's a few patrons. It's getting a little bit later into the evening. You're noticing the stark difference between the environment of the Glow Den and just that party energy of all night to a relatively quaint and nice-looking tavern, though initially quaint. Looking up is a glass ceiling filled with water, where the roots of the willow tree are extending downwards. And inside this glass ceiling, you see someone swimming about.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
That's much better. 19.
19. Looking over, it appears to be a Triton woman. You've actually seen a number of Tritons coming from Nostalgia. You as well, if you notice this individual up above, who seems to be swimming around looking at locals and is like blowing out bubbles and like making hearts. Very mermaid in the aquarium kind of thing. But yeah, this long flowing sea green hair, relatively toned muscle, well built. Yeah, quite fetching. Within the most immediate parts of the tavern, you also see a black dragonborn individual behind a bar who is classically polishing a glass. Is kind of checking in on a patron who seems to be passed out. And he's like, leaves him alone. Notices you all walk in, just, welcome. Grab a seat wherever you like. If you want a drink, come up to the bar. She's currently working, so she can't really take your order.
Callus will like look up and smile, blow a kiss.
She kind of catches it and blows a bubble right to you right across the glass and swims up and away.
I like this place.
You like every place.
I'll walk up to the bar.
I'll join you.
Where
can I get you?
We need all the drinks. Food. You have food here?
We do food. Kitchen's gonna close soon. I can get you some appetizers, but
May as well get something now while we can.
Yeah.
all right,
Rooms for each of us, I believe.
sure.
Tally
Do you
that
want
up.
to pay for that now? Or,
Tally that up for us, big
sure.
fella.
Drink, food, rooms. We're probably looking at 5 silver a pop, each of you.
Hey, Kylas, I know people are really impressed by big spenders.
I know I am.
Right, so I'll have the nicest room, and I'm sure that they'll do the same.
All right, nicest rooms. Just tack that up to a gold each.
All right.
So you guys
I'll pay for
you guys
my
are
room.
sharing. I got 2 really nice rooms.
All right, I'll take one of them.
All right, 1 gold.
I'll get my goal.
Does anybody else want the other nice room?
I'm fine without it.
Ringwind's
People like big
if
spenders.
no one's volunteering, I will take it.
Oh.
That's what I was going to say. If nobody else wants it, then I'll have it. But if you want it, Ringwind, go right ahead.
Can we share?
Yeah, Phil. Can you share?
I give him I slide a gold, 5 for me and 5 for Victoria.
Okay. I mean, Dark has to come too.
Just the 3 of you.
Professor, you getting a little red there?
I think I need
Yeah, he's getting a little red.
some time to myself.
Okay.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, I'm not getting encouraged.
Are there physical keys to these rooms?
Eventually, you are handed keys if you pay.
I'll give him 5 silver.
Okay.
I'm honest.
All right. Keys are handed out. It is at this point that Nesta has departed.
Okay.
She's heading off towards the temple.
Um,
Which she does say, if you're looking for her and you're trying to find it, it is way off to the edge of the Hemla Heights. There's another gondola, a cabled gondola, that will take you to it from that location off to the east.
And the name of the
city.
temple is?
The Temple of the Prismatic Knight.
Okay. Worst comes to worst, I imagine we could just ask people where that is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's pretty well known.
Can I ask her to draw me a sketch towards
Yeah,
there?
she'll do something very quick. She seems to be in a bit of a rush, but draws it out and essentially just like just.
Yeah, just a little map.
And she even says like, tell a gondola person where you're trying to go. They'll take you there. If you don't feel like walking.
Wolfgang slams the first beer and hit it again.
He pours out another one.
So what brings you all to Laminsa?
That is a long story.
You're walking around here with a cleric.
We sure are. It's a friend of ours.
You helping her out?
Absolutely.
All right. Then you're rep of the city.
I would hope so.
We take kindly to those here.
She's been nothing but a good friend to us, and I'd like to think we've been nothing but a good friend to her.
All right. Then I got no complaints with you.
Everyone here in the city, big fans of the clerics.
I mean, they do rep of the city. They wish they could do more, but hazy politics.
When Kylas is talking, I'd love to try to swap our keys.
Little sleight of hand.
What a little shit.
Right?
Some things don't change.
That's cocked, right? That's cocked?
Try and put a
Try
dice
bounce
on
the
it.
dice. Yeah, that's cocked.
Oh, thank God, it was a natural one. So 11.
11
It's my passive.
is his passive. So, as you're chatting, you just feel a little slip into close to the butt.
Mr. Nand. You should just ask
Oh?
if you want my room key.
No, this is your room key. Giving you mine. while I take yours.
I reach my hand down to where he's groping me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Touching's gonna cost you, Mr. Nand.
Okay, good night. To my room.
Leaving his beer behind.
What a squirrely one.
Take your drink.
Let's be real, he wasn't going to drink it anyway. He'd just throw it over his shoulder.
Well, hell, I'm not giving out beer to someone who's just gonna throw it away.
You're not. I drink it.
And I will take that.
And I drink his and mine.
All right. I like you.
I've heard tell of a large library within the city.
The Averilo, yeah.
Yes, where approximately is that?
That's actually going to be down in True Lake Town. Down the Henla Heights. If you just tell a gondola man where you want to go, they'll take you there.
Excellent. That seems to be the...
Why am I Captain Avery?
That seems to be the way to get around here, and rather simple.
It is the fastest way. It can cost you a bit, depending on how much you're traveling, but it's worth it, I think.
What about shops?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Items of magical nature.
Magical nature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weapons, armors, things like that.
There's hesitation with some stuff like that. Well, with some of the rulings on magic and whatnot. But, yeah, there's a fair amount of magical weaponry within this space. Henless Heritage. That'll be a good spot for you.
I imagine in this part of town.
Yeah, up here, near the floating markets. It's a long, bizarre area. You got plenty of shops out there. Potions, salves, all sorts of stuff.
Seems like a good thing to
Open every
check
day?
out.
Every day.
Sounds like we got a plan for tomorrow.
Stays late, usually people start to close up around 11.
It's probably about 11 now.
You're nearing the end. You landed around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And getting to this point took you at least an hour.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Perchance if I can inquire one more thing. There is something of a peculiar nature that I'm interested within proximity of Laminsa. The Serpentine Mountain Pass.
Sure.
What do you, any of the locals that come through the tavern, have to say about that place?
It can be a little bit treacherous. Definitely don't go by yourself. Caravan's usually your safest. If you can afford it, skyship's definitely worth it. There's very little to hassle a skyship. Beyond that, I mean, we're going to do wonders once we get our teleportation station running, but that's not for another 8 months. So it's not going to be of use at this moment.
Right, well, that's, it's good information to have.
In this pass that he's asking of, are there bandits, highwaymen, monsters?
Sure. Oh, all of the above.
Oh, great.
Yeah. You can't tame the whole wilds.
Sounds like you can't tame any of it.
Don't we know it?
Hmm.
Plenty of problems within the ocean. Well, the lake at this point. We got some creatures moving in from the ocean side. Eventually, this river does lead out into the
And
ocean.
they're coming upriver.
They're coming upriver.
What kind of creatures?
We got a wide variety, but it's creatures for some reason they should not be thriving in fresh water. I don't really know what's changing them, but it's causing a bit of a problem, especially with the Geyser Festival on the horizon. We need some monster clearing happening here pretty soon. Giant crabs, a couple of megalodons we noticed too.
Sounds like something we might look into.
Could be a way for us to earn some money, and, well, seems rather odd. Might be a nice mystery to uncover.
Money, goodwill.
Help us get provisions to
Yeah.
be going into the pass at some point.
Sounds like something that could be worth our time. Sounds like a good enough side quest for later, eh?
Does the festival pay well itself?
The festival? I mean, there is an obstacle course if you're looking for like a prize.
What would that prize be?
Well, it's a little different every year. They haven't announced it.
Obstacle course.
What's it been in the past?
Anything from certain magical items to one boatload of money. Sorry.
That sounds far better than fighting sea creatures.
I think both sound pretty good.
Yes, why not both? And it sounds like that if we don't take care of these sea creatures, it may inhibit the festivities.
The obstacle course is out down on the True Lake town. So if we don't clear out that space, someone's bound to show up. We got a couple rough and tumble types who recently went into the Bearded Axe. Or so I've heard. But who knows? Maybe it'll take up the challenge.
Is the Bearded Axe a bit tougher of a situation than yours?
Yeah, this tavern's definitely for the quieter folks. We can get a little rowdy in here. We know how to party and have a good time. But the Bearded Axe is definitely built for adventurers.
Kind of feel like we missed an opportunity here, guys.
The Crimson Cog actually finds it their home. They're the adventuring guild within this space.
You have an adventuring guild.
Yeah, most major cities do.
I know
The Crimson Cog is ours.
Clearly.
Actually, Necrosia doesn't have an adventurers guild.
Not a major city.
Yeah.
Back
on
to
you,
those rough and tumble people that just came into town.
Sure.
What were they like? What have you heard?
A little grizzled, a little worse for wear. One of them in particular definitely stood out. Old man, probably mid-50s, human.
What did he look like?
White hair, big bushy beard, built out of his mind. It was crazy. Weird tattoo on his left arm. It was almost like stained glass, kind of.
Sounds like an interesting fella.
Yeah. Weird guy. Big axe on his back. Definitely seems like he could throw his weight around.
I know anything about a stained glass tattoo?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah, does any of this ring a bell to me or?
Roll a general intelligence check, anyone who wishes to.
I'm not gonna roll.
I'm listening, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm always curious.
6.
6, not really.
14.
I will say, with any just basic intelligence roll, if it's not specifically associated, you can use your,
Tactical.
tactical assessment. If I ever call for an intelligence check, I'm going to tack that on. You can use it if you want to.
Cool.
Because you have a day.
19.
19. The tattoo itself doesn't really strike any remembrance, but you do know, after chatting with Nesta for some time and hearing plenty about Lunaris, Lunaris is often depicted in terms of her holy symbol as stained glass. The coloration is usually the moon you were born on with the previous moon and the upcoming moon as part of the coloration. But it is designed in stained glass. Nesta has mentioned that before.
Perhaps I'll have to ask Nesta about this fellow. The stained glass is a calling card, essentially, of Lunaris. Perhaps he is associated with the clerics as with the temple as either a cleric or a paladin.
But you said he just rolled in.
Yeah.
I mean, Nesta just rolled in
Yeah, I
after
guess
being
that,
out
that
for a
is-
while.
that is a good point. Be interesting.
He didn't really have any holy iconography, but I didn't really see him. It's a lot of talk, you know.
You are
You
a
said-
barkeep.
It's what I know.
Or they're not big fans of Lunaris, and it's more of a big old middle finger.
It's possible. Not many people middle fingering Lunaris, though.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I said what I said, but you ran off.
Yeah, I'll learn.
No, I'm talking to Zach.
Just chuckling to myself.
Like takes a sip of water.
All right, well, I do believe I am going to retire for the evening. I think I'll be waking up early and heading back down to get myself certified as a caster for what limited ability I can do, but I'm sure it will be helpful when hunting down these creatures.
Yeah, if you don't want to be inhibited by any magical laws, definitely get licensed. It's worth it.
Before I retire to my room, if I could get a bottle of your finest wine to take with me.
Sure. Absolute finest.
What's the best you've got?
I think we have something from Taliv. Yeah.
He pulls off a bottle that is ice cold across it, a white wine.
Don't let the looks deceive you. It's pretty excellent.
It's excellent, man.
It is
50.
cold to the touch, especially in your summer form. It feels very heightened. You have a bottle of chilled Talith wine.
How much?
For something like that. You spend a lot of money. We'll put it at 5 silver.
5 silver?
Chump change.
I'll give
This is
him.
way cheaper than other places. Foxstrom.
Yeah.
I'll give him a gold piece.
I do appreciate that.
Hit me again.
Oh, no, I'm just messing.
Yeah. Probably smart.
I know a tough one when I see it. I'm not a fighter.
I'll ask for like a glass.
Oh,
With
yeah,
it as well.
absolutely.
He grabs you too.
Hey, in case you want to share it with someone. It's an option.
His reputation precedes him then. Professor, have a good night.
I would say cheers, but
Good evening, sunshine.
How late are you open?
I'll be wrapping up here pretty soon. Midnight's when I start to close up.
She off work here pretty soon.
Yeah, she'll probably hop out of the tank here in a moment. She's just going to do a bit of pruning. And then she'll be all set.
Are we drinking till then?
You're not the first to ever ask about her. Be nice. She gets hit on a lot. It can get taxing.
I'll have a drink and then try a bit of pruning.
Okay.
up the stairs, in the room, pour a glass of wine, and
Actually, not upstairs. Downstairs.
downstairs.
You head down below, and in each of your rooms that you enter into, it is sub-water level. And each of your rooms has a opened window that you can see out into the water that gives you a nice view of that lapis lazuli encrusting on the bottom of the canal.
This is a super cool place.
Yeah.
I would love to go there in real life.
All right.
It's literally going to be like out of a travel ad where I'm like setting down my stuff, pulling up the little circle table next to the window, and I've got my
You deserve a break.
I've got
Come
my
to
glass,
Laminsa.
my bottle of wine, just pouring into the glass, taking out my notebooks and reading over my notes, and I've missed this.
Enjoy the scenic views. The Averil. Okay, I'm done. Is there anything you would like to be doing in your room?
Yeah, so, first of all, status update. Since I've been studying my, my inspiration on embedding my clasp with Mage Hand for the past, 2.5 weeks now or so? Would you say that I kind of have figured out how an enchantment would work on that?
Yeah,
Or-
I would say you've probably stumbled into something with about 25 gold pieces and 8 hours of work. You could put this enchantment on there.
Cool. Okay. Cool. And I'll write that down in a second. Remind me of that off screen. Okay. So now I have a new task that I'd like to start working on.
Okay.
I first of all, we'll start prepping my spells for tomorrow. I'm gonna take out all my necromancy spells essentially because I want to honor this place.
Sure.
And in it, I'm going to keep filing all the spell scrolls that I've been finding. Right.
Okay.
And when I grab Flesh to Stone, I'm specifically going to bind that in. In the page that I bind that in, I'm going to start writing into my spell book. This is for you. Don't be afraid. We'll reverse this together. Lend me your wisdom. And I would like to start researching a reciprocal of Flesh to Stone and try to create a Stone to Flesh spell.
I will say with how advanced this magic is, and it's not a circle you can cast presently, you're going to need to do some external work beyond just mulling it over in your head.
Sure.
You'll need to find some inspiration, either libraries, other scrolls, speaking with other individuals with powerful minds and powerful magics.
Yeah.
So you're like, I want to reverse this.
Yeah.
I want to
And I at least start that
this.
process.
Yes. Yeah. As that evening progresses, you're like, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah, and as I do that, I think I'm also realizing, I have some hunches about my book, and all these letters that I've been writing randomly, I'm going to start transcribing them into my book as well.
Okay.
All letters to Elizdrana.
Okay.
That's my name.
All right.
To what?
You were there. Doesn't matter. He just runs in circles in his room, just writing. Eventually, this
Morning comes, you
Triton woman.
Didn't want to drink with him.
Oh,
first.
yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
25 gold in 8 hours, you said?
In 8 hours of work, yeah. And then I can build it in D&D Beyond and give it to you. I'll build it.
Cheers.
Is Vicky's here? Drinking with us, or she got to?
Yeah, she seems like she has a lot on her mind, but she's sitting at the table with you all, just kind of looking into her drink.
The city is quite lovely.
I am thoroughly impressed.
In the Kroskia like this? Or?
Not even a little bit.
Right.
It is
Definitely not.
basically the opposite.
Is that a good thing? Or are you fans of Necroskia?
I mean, it's home. There are worse places, like an underground prison, for example, that tortures people. But yeah, this is different. It's nice. It's warm.
More.
It's a nice change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
How's the warm feel for you and your arm and everything?
I feel it, but it is as if I'm wearing a glove. Is the best way I could describe it.
Makes sense. Just curious if it would like ached in the cold or a little better in the warm.
Never really been in the cold in this state. The heat's nice.
Well, there's lots of boats around here. Maybe you two should go for a gondola ride or something while we're in the city.
It's a little
late. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean tonight. I just meant in general. Lots of the city to see.
I do want to see it in the daylight.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
It's yeah. Do you have my key?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay.
You're retiring for the evening?
Yes, I'm going to take.
Sleep well.
Thank you. You too.
I still love you.
Don't forget.
Callus is cooked.
She'll walk away. She drinks a bit of it, but then like sets it down on the bar.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
No. That's terrible.
Nothing from you.
It is very romantic city, I'm just saying.
I'm very well aware. I am not great at this.
You... Nah.
Insight check from downstairs.
In his room.
From downtown.
Like Kyle is full of shit right now.
Alright, well. Take your time. She doesn't seem like she's in a rush to really figure everything out. Are you?
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, perhaps I could do a little bit of reconnaissance work for you, find out a bit about the city and where you might be able to take her.
Oh, God. Sure. That makes you happy, by all means.
Trying to make you happy. And her. Because I think she likes you. Even if she's not willing to say it.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't think she'd still be here with you.
Why not? Where else is she gonna go?
Literally anywhere in the world.
Sometimes being with something familiar is better than being alone.
It seems like she wants to be with something familiar. I'm just saying, there's probably some hope there.
I'm glad you think so. As I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, well,
Another drink? Yeah, sounds good.
Oh.
Slams the last of his back. 2. And,
Okay.
anything stronger?
I mean, sure. What do you want?
Surprise me.
Firewater it is.
You were brought
It's
2 shots.
Preemptive.
Burn true and bright. Nice kick.
That was something.
Kalus's markings just like start surging.
Yeah, you alright there?
I can feel it everywhere inside of me.
Isn't it great?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
Attaboy. He slams you in the back very hard.
I'm taken for that type, but I guess it looks are deceiving.
I can handle my drink. Years of practice. Century or so.
If you need anything else, just let me know.
Thank you.
You hear the sound of water breaking as the Triton individual is climbing out of the tank.
But I'm gonna go do some reconnaissance for you. Just trying to be a team player.
I bet you are. It's all you.
Grabs the towel off the side and begins drying herself off.
I'll head over.
Hi.
Good evening. Lovely
Can I help?
performance up there.
You should see me with a full crowd.
Does that happen quite often?
I have my fans.
I'm sure. Not too many Triton. Or are there quite a few Triton out here?
We flock a little bit here. Not too common. You don't find many lake Tritons.
I didn't think so.
Most of us stay to the sea.
I met quite a few in Rastalia.
I'm unfamiliar.
I would tell you where it is, but honestly, I'm not too sure. Continent away. But they would show up at the inn that I played at. As a performer, actually, similar to you. Although, the water wasn't really my place.
What do you play?
The flute.
Wood.
Given enough time, I can really play anything.
All right. If you're looking to earn a bit of extra coin, we could do a joint performance.
Actually, that sounds quite lovely. I'd like to hear what I have to play, and maybe you could see if you could cook something up in your head.
Maybe an audition tomorrow.
How close is this happening to me?
It's not too far away. You're catching bits and pieces, but not full-blown conversation.
That sounds fair. The group's looking for work, and I suppose I have to make an honest living too. Slaying lake monsters doesn't sound too fun, but if I have to, I suppose.
There's no harm in keeping yourself safe.
I suppose. I did have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
My friend is looking to... Big fellow over there. He's looking to rekindle some romance with his lady.
The dark-looking one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Things are, well, quite awkward between the two of them.
I could tell.
Yeah. The whole room could tell. If we were to find a place for them to have a little romance and a little fun, maybe let loose a little bit, stop being so nervous and anxious, where in the city would you send something like that?
The High Gardens.
High Gardens.
Mm-hmm. Up in the High Water District. Beautiful view. It's where most of the upper class reside. The High Gardens, yes, they're at the very edge of the next tier up. Beautiful view. And being surrounded by that much nature is very welcoming.
I think they're used to the bitter cold, so it does seem like a very nice change of pace for the two of them. Well, an audition tomorrow then.
Sure.
Right, it's a date.
I don't believe I caught your name.
My name's Kai. And yours?
Just Kai.
Kailis. But I like Kai.
Atrodane.
Atrodane. It's a lovely name.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for the advice for my friend.
Of course.
I'll step away.
Have a good evening. She steps away.
Rejoin him.
Okay.
I think.
How'd it go?
Well, I have some work tomorrow. Might have a job here at the inn.
It'll supplement our monster killing income then, won't it?
I hope so. So much so that I don't have to go monster hunting.
You know, for a guy who shies away from battle, you do a good job of fighting in those battles.
Suppose I put a little more effort in recently.
What are you so afraid of?
Not really afraid of anything.
So why are you so shy to fight a battle?
I'm lazy.
Can't disagree with you there. Is that how you want to live your life?
I'd like to do minimal work to get to a point where I can be lazy.
Well, you're already being lazy, so when are you going to actually do the minimal work?
I suppose I'm starting tomorrow with that audition.
And monster hunting.
And monster hunting.
It'll be a good time.
Alright. And these monsters in the water, how are you planning on fighting them?
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Right. Suppose we'll hire a boat and just hop off of it and swim down and kill a megalodon.
Yeah, that sounds easy enough. I mean, I imagine there is someone here who can help us with our ability to survive under there. After all, it is a water-based society.
Potion.
Sure, something. Something I'm sure we can come about with for free because we're helping. That appeals to you, I'm sure.
It does. I suppose we should check with that guild then.
Yeah. I think we have an opportunity while we're in here and however long that will be to do a lot of different things and make some good coin in the process.
Speaking of different things, the High Garden.
What of it?
That's where I think you should take your lady.
Okay.
Look, it's something she hasn't seen before.
There's a lot we haven't seen before.
I think it'd be nice. We're gonna have some downtime in the city. It's just a walk, Wolfie. If you're gonna fall in love, you're gonna have to do 4 more than just go on a walk. You know, for someone who doesn't shy away from battle, you sure shy away from, well, love.
Kylus, I have fought many a terrible thing in my life. And I've never once had the problem of being afraid in those situations. Yeah, that's probably not true. But for the most part, I generally am not afraid of those situations. This situation is far scarier than even some of the scariest things I've seen. And I have seen a lot of scary things.
All the more reason to overcome it, I think.
Says the guy who was afraid of heights until yesterday.
And that's taken care of. I didn't shy away from it.
No, you jumped off of our airship. Shit.
That's a pretty good comparison.
I really hate saying this, but you might have a point.
To fly, you have to fall.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
I'm full of excellent one-liners.
Yeah, you do. I'm gonna get more drunk and
2 more fire water.
Some more drinks are brought to your table. You're welcome to enjoy them.
to jumping off of okay. To jumping off of
Slash
airship.
Oh, one
on his
more.
face.
We've embarrassed him. Just one more, please.
I'm cutting you off after that.
I'm not drunk. It's just
You're just
excited.
an idiot.
And we're staying here. What's the problem?
I'm closing down.
That makes more sense. Yeah, alright.
Well,
Last call
To fallen.
for alcohol.
To flying above the clouds.
All right. Shots are had. You retire to your rooms. Wolfgang, as you're getting ready for your evening, and you take off your armor. A letter falls on the ground.
Looking down at it. You've got to be kidding me.
The seal of Trimsworth Magical Academy, placed down on its stamp.
Okay. Opens it.
Enjoy the city at large, for it holds many truths for you. If it is here you wish to go, you must find some things. A single horn which holds no tune. A palace for the mind with a shower in darkness. A shield as powerful as a piece of paper. A mistake of serpentine nature.
I got horn which holds no tune.
I can tell you guys again after the stream.
Wolfgang kind of puts it down, pretty drunk, and just kind of, just like put.
It's like the worst time for me
Yeah.
right now.
It's just like immediate headache, and just, and then, like a fucking board onto the bed.
It's very nice. It's very comfy. Darkness finds you quickly.
Just passed out with a note in his hand.
No, I like just toss it over the side. With I just do not have the patience or energy for this at the moment.
With the opportunity to lay in a very nice bed compared to a hammock or a haphazard bunk upon a airship, you all find some lovely rest. Kylus,
Wait,
we rolled a 4.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought we got off a little easy.
Me too. How it's like we got to the city. Sweet. It was a free day of travel.
As you're sleeping, you feel that weightlessness come over you once again. And as you open your eyes, the blue sky is around you, floating in this space. Your ring floating right in front of you. And a little face appears in it and gives you a wink. And extending out, your patron, Rafik. Well, well, well. My wonderful little warlock.
My favorite genie.
The only genie you know.
So far.
You intend to betray me?
Of course
Cross
not.
paths with one of my dear enemies? Of which I have so many.
It seems like you have one lately.
Really?
You and the Eastern Winds getting into it a bit lately.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like the insight.
Sure, go ahead.
It's news to me. Finally get to see the patron.
Yeah, he's Aladdin.
It feels that way a little
Just
bit.
is Aladdin.
16.
16?
Kylus, Aladdin, Nocturne.
Oh my gosh, where did it all go?
74.
Oh, there it is. No. Very high, though. Higher than, what'd you get?
16.
Yeah, no, I know I smoked you. Sorry. Sorry, he smoked you. It wasn't me.
Get wrecked, nerd.
No. Eastern Winds and I, we're simpatico. We're good.
Alright, well, when we were flying over to Laminsa, we did run into a bit of a storm.
Really?
Clashing winds, so I thought you might have been involved.
No, definitely not me.
Would you know why the winds were clashing then?
I don't feel every wind within the material plane. I'm subject to its relatively neutral patterns, but the wind will do what it wants. I control it when I need it to. Otherwise, let it go free. It'll do what it wants.
Alright. Do you think the wind, when it's doing what it might want to, might push a city into the material plane? Or an island?
I'm sorry. Run that by me one more time.
There was a cloud giant city here recently. Or ruins.
Cloud giants,
I believe so.
in particular.
Like,
Whew, that's gotta be old. Pre-Planar Wars, that's for sure.
the throne on it was broken. I tried to attune to it.
The Sky Throne. That's definitely not giants.
Who do you think it is?
I've heard stories of sky thrones, but I actually don't really know much about them. They extend beyond my realm of knowledge, which seems odd, you would think.
I guess some things are even out of your sight.
Sure. I'm not omnipotent. What's the word?
Omnipotent.
Oh, thank you. How'd you get here? Shoot. Weird clouds.
Sleeping.
You had the weirdest dream last night.
Kylos was there.
It's not canon.
Wolfgang just flies in.
I have seen quite a bit that I need explaining.
Alright, well, shoot.
Just tell me the story. Big stone things. Was that on the island?
That they were?
It was fairly recent. Okay. Falling through the sky.
Right. Oh, you got that curse lifted that Hag placed on me?
Yes. Yes.
Thought you might be more helpful with that.
I'm not going to impede on your journey. I give you the tools, you find your success.
I suppose you could give me access to a spell to help with that, but
Well, it's a weird one, too. I didn't even know I had it.
there's lots of other nice ones that I picked from.
Well, whatever you want, I've got you.
But Fallen, yeah, our lovely cleric friend helped me remove that curse.
The purple-haired one.
Yes.
She's a cutie. Are you...
No,
No? Oh.
not really my type.
All right.
Bit too goody two-shoe.
That's fair enough.
You know my type. Unfortunately.
Yes. And while I don't support it, I do support you.
I appreciate that. Alright, well, you asked a question. I have one of my own.
Is your feet homophobic?
No. He's had his dalliances with men himself. You'll have to learn his type to find out what he's talking about.
I think he's toxic.
Yeah!
You guessed it.
Shit operates on polluted air. You're obnoxious. I love you.
Oz told me there might be a bit of trouble back home.
It seems odd. We may have noticed something far out in, even farther out west than we once thought. It's nothing really to concern yourself with.
Seems quite concerning.
It's just a mystery. Which is odd. You know me.
Full of mysteries.
Well, and I know stuff.
What stuff?
Well, no, I know stuff. This in particular, I don't know.
Is this what it's like talking to me?
I imagine you took after me to a certain extent.
I suppose I did. Alright, well, what else do you have questions about?
That's about it. You seem to be doing well.
Just wanted to ask about the cute one.
Not specifically her. I just wanted more details. Again, I'm catching glimpses here and there. I want the full story. Or as much as you think is actually there.
That's fair. Well, we broke out of prison, flew in the back of a dragon, released it on the world.
What kind of dragon?
A white one.
That's chaos. I'm so proud of you.
God.
I wasn't really too bothered by it.
You know what the best thing to do is? Now you find the dragon, go kill it, claim the reward, and, you release a horror and then save the world.
It's like you're reading my thoughts, and I'm not too happy about it.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of reading thoughts,
Oh.
there was a Rakshasa that was reading my mind.
Oh.
Wasn't a fan of him.
That could be a lifelong villain for you if you're not careful.
I think I did piss him off a bit.
Ooh. What's the thing she says? Big yikes?
Big yikes.
Big yikes. I did catch that, yes. I might adopt that.
God, yes.
She just had to say it once.
Yep.
If it comes around... If it comes around, I can help you a bit with that problem.
Really?
I mean, if you're willing to travel to the Nine Hells.
I suppose if I'm sightseeing, might as well make a pit stop in hell.
There are worse, but no, I can't even lie about that. Nope, that's about as worse it gets.
I thought the abyss might be pretty bad too.
It's all they're calculated. It's terrible. Rules and such.
Yeah, far bigger fan of chaos myself.
Me too. Well, I feel my power's waning in this moment.
I'm sure.
This connection's tough to keep up. Boundaries across the plains, you know.
Alright, well,
Gotta love those gods.
yeah, I certainly do.
Mm-hmm.
So many rules.
Have a good night.
You too.
Stay safe.
I'll do my best.
You'll be back soon. I promise.
I know. Yep, keep home safe while I'm gone.
I always will. Toodles. Disappears. And as a long rest completes, we will end tonight's episode on a toodles.
Toodaloo.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for enduring our hot boy summer. Hopefully we'll have.
It wasn't
this-
nearly as chaotic as I
It was,
wanted
no,
it to be.
It was pretty controlled. I hope the ladies are proud of us. We did a pretty
Chaos
good job,
next
I think.
time.
Yeah. Lauren, we hope you feel better. Can't wait to have you back. Brittany,
Break a
I
leg?
think
Is
yeah,
that a
I,
thing?
I think she's still gonna be locked away for a little while, but maybe we can sneak her in here, potentially if schedules allow. But until then,
Smash that guitar solo.
catch us here again, and on all our socials where
20 Chronicles. I think it's like a 20, not TWEN.
Yeah, 20.
The
Chronicles.
number.
We exist
number
on the
20
internet.
Chronicles.
On every facet of the internet.
But don't Google it because Bible verses will come up.
Yep.
Just go to 20chronicles.com.
What is it? It's Bible verses and baseball trading cards.
Yeah.
Basketball,
What we're
I
known
think.
for.
Is it basketball?
I think so.
Okay.
If you're seeing this in the future, hopefully that SEO has changed.
But until then, we will see you guys here, same time, same place. Thank you all so very much.
Shenanigans!
Shenanigans. Have a good night.
Good night.